And a happy Saturday, y'all. Y'all, listen to me. Hope everybody's having a good day. Hope you all had a good week, and hope you're not getting snowed on too friggin' much. Anyways, it's Saturday. It's the weekend, so let's fucking get her going here, shall we? We shall. We shall do it. Cat just sitting here staring at me. He lost his pillow. Hey, morning, Jason from Camp Jay and Jen. You guys are camping out, eh? Got her all set up. I noticed you got lots of firewood there, Jason. Are you sure you have enough? It's better to have more than enough than not enough, man. You don't want to be running out of firewood. Nova Scotia is covered in ice, and we are getting another ice. Oh, ice storms suck, man. Ice storms usually equal power outages. That's shitty. Fuck. Hopefully your power doesn't go out, Sarah. Knock on wood. Yeah, man. That's the Maritimes gets that. We get them up here sometimes too, but not very often, man. They're pretty rare. Like that's just where it's like when you go to Niagara Falls and you park near the falls in the wintertime and you got to bash all the ice off the outside of your car just to get in. It's the same thing, but except it gets on power lines, and now you got down trees knocking out power lines, and power lines are getting so heavy with the weight of the ice and shit. We are fully prepared for no power. Excellent, sir. So you got generators and shit right on. Yeah, I got one in the basement, man. I keep saying I need to get the damn thing going, but I'll probably wait till I lose my power to get the damn thing going. I work good under pressure. Yeah, or I'll just go borrow one or go buy one. Fuck it. That's probably should just go get myself a nice new one or a used one. I don't care. As long as it works. I don't care if it's used. It's a generator, man. It doesn't have to be brand spanking new. As long as it works. Change the plugs. I prefer Honda for some weird reason. They seem to make good shit. But yeah, title of this is fucking cell phones. Yeah, as you guys know, if you know me, I'm not a cell phone guy. I don't like cell phones. The only time I ever activate my old antique cell phone is when I'm away or on work or on vacation. I don't like them. I don't want one. I need one. I get they're a great tool, and I get you can. They're entertaining. You can do shit. You can pay your bills. Blah blah blah. However, I was supposed to go to the bank today to sign some mortgage papers to renew my mortgage and whatever, and they called me the other day. I don't know. I think I was doing a live stream, and so basically. I've done this before, never had a problem. I have a computer. I have a phone. I have a phone number. I have a computer. I have an email address. However, if I don't have a mobile phone, I have to go in there, physically go in there. Oh, it's for security. It makes no fucking sense to me, right? I've done it before without leaving my house. Why this time? Oh, this time now. See, this is how they do it, man. They want it so that everybody has to have a cell phone. Okay, so 10 years from now, everyone's going to have a chip in their arm. Like, everyone's just, oh, well, you what? Everyone else is doing it. Why don't you have one? Oh, you don't have a cell phone? Oh, well, you don't have a chip in your arm? Fuck, you're gay. Like, fuck off, man. I'm pissed. Like, I'm looking to find a lawyer. This is discrimination, man. So now I have to go out in the fucking snow to go sign fucking papers? No, Michelle's going to pick them up. We're going to read them first, and then we'll go down and sign them during the week. So we have to sign them there in front of them. But if I had a cell phone, I wouldn't have to fucking go in there and sign them. This makes no fucking sense to me. All right? I've been doing business with fucking the bank for decades, man. Same bank, same phone number. We've been doing this forever. But now, unless you have a mobile, holy fuck. So, yeah. Hey, Steve with an S. Cool Joe. Slur in your voice. How waste are you? What is it with you, Cool Joe? What's up your ass, bud? This is my first fucking beer of the day, you cunt. So suck a dick. Fuck off. Whoever's my moderators in here, yeet that fucking goof. That's all he goes on about. Oh, you're slurring your words? Dude, I slur my words when I'm fucking sober, you fucking cocksucker. I've had enough of your shit. Suck a dick, you faggot. Fuck off. Not in the fucking mood for your bullshit, Cool Joe. You're not cool. You're a fag. Beat it. Fuck, man. I'm not in the mood for that fucking shit. Oh, you're slurring your words? Oh, you drink too much? I smoke too much? Yeah, I smoke a lot, I drink a lot, and I swear a lot. I'm tired of cunts like you, man. I'm tired of cunts fucking saying I need a cell phone. Quit drinking. Get a cell phone. Suck my cock. Yeah, I'm moving on. Morning, Sarah. No, I just hate that shit. Like, why don't you come on here and say something, anything else, instead of going on about the same shit? Fuck. Come back fucking 10 hours from now when I've had about 20 beers with me and see how I'm slurring my words, you cocksucker. Guarantee I won't be. We talk the same fucking way I'm talking right now, you goof. Just because you can't handle fucking 3 or 4 beers. Some people get gooned on 3 or 4 beers. Good for them. You're a cheap date. I'm an expensive date. So suck my dick. Joe sucks dick for bus fare and doesn't even walk home. He just chills and sucks more dicks. There you go. Right on, Johnny. Yeah, anyways. Yeah, I do mumble. I've always been a bit of a mumbler when I talk. I don't enunciate properly. And I've had my jaw busted. That fucking definitely altered my speech a little bit. My face has been rearranged, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it is what it is, man. Fuck. Grand Theft Camel. How many drinks do you have in you, though? I just said, man, this is my first fucking beer of the day. First beer. It's 11 o'clock, man. What the fuck? Who's my dad? Are you my dad? Nobody's my dad. God damn it. What the fuck, man? I don't understand people. Like, you should get a cell phone. You shouldn't drink. I should hit the gym, though. I'm not hit the gym necessarily, but I do need to fucking start exercising, man. I shoveled that snow the other day. God damn, man. Every year I'm shoveling snow. It's not getting any easier. Fuck. Definitely not getting any easier. So anyways, if anybody's popping by tonight, there is parking over the doctor's office, and there's parking up the street. There won't be any parking on the street because it's all fucking full of snow. I can only fit 2 cars in my driveway. I might have one neighbor that has a driveway he might lend me, but I really don't talk to them much, so I'm going to ask them. But there's plenty over the parking lot just around the corner. So, to be fair, that's how Joe gets around town. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, that's fuck, man. Carpool, be a man. Yeah, I just want to come on and vent about that stupid mobile phone shit because I've never had to do that before. But I guess now they're making it so you have to have a cell phone in order to do business. So anybody who doesn't like, what if I don't want a cell phone because of health reasons? What if I can't afford a cell phone? Like, money's tight for a lot of people out there, even people who have good jobs and drive good cars. Maybe they're cutting their budget back because insurance and gas and maintenance, and they got kids and food, cost of food. Maybe they say, okay, well, I can do without a cell phone. The cell phone's costing me $400 a month. Maybe that's $400 I can put in my pocket. It should not be mandatory to have a cell phone to do business with your bank or with anybody, with the government. This is the slow creep of digital ID, guys. It's fucking, if you don't fucking fight against it. I know you all have cell phones, so you don't care. But imagine being somebody who doesn't have a cell phone. I know it's hard to imagine, right? But that's how I grew up. I never fucking had one. I never wanted one. I always thought they were gay. People walking around talking at the top of their voice on the bus and walking through the mall. Oh, yeah, it was a great weekend. Hey, shut the fuck up. Go over there. That's what payphones were for. Payphones were always off in the corner somewhere, so you weren't fucking annoying other people. God damn, man. I don't know. Whatever happened to fucking manners and shit, and who cares, man? You go on a bus now, you hear some fucking China person or Indian guy on their phone. Shut the fuck up. That's what I say to them on the bus. I tell them, shut the fuck up. Shut up. What are you doing? Are you racist? Yes, I am. Fuck off. Suck my dick. What's the weather like? It's just it just started lightly snowing now. It's not snowing heavy, but it just started coming down now. It's It's not blowing crazy like it was the day I kicked that fucking car. But yeah, it's starting to come down. It's not heavy, but it's. I can show you, but you won't be able to see. It's too fucking bright. But the roads are clear. The main roads are clear for the most part. Yeah. But if you want to take off earlier, Tom, to beat any of the shit, because whatever comes down tonight will be probably clear by tomorrow, and that's what I'm guessing, anyways. I think it's supposed to snow tonight and then stop tomorrow. It's not supposed to snow tomorrow. I think less than you can afford a dummy phone. I don't want a phone, dude. I can afford a cell phone. I don't want one. I can afford to drive again, too, if I wanted to. I don't want to drive again. Dude, I save a shit ton of money not driving and not having a cell phone. You know, fuck, man. Coming over to outdrink me? Well, I just drink beer, dude. I don't fucking drink to get drunk. I have a beer and that's it. And sometimes I'll stop and maybe have a coffee or whatever. I don't think I've ever drank to get drunk. Not even since when I was a teenager, I didn't want to get shit faced. I wanted to just get that nice buzz, man. I don't want to be the guy over there puking after 3 beers, you know. Oh, Jesus, Johnny. Fuck, man. What the fuck's wrong with you, bud? Fuck. Yeah, I can get a cell phone. I don't want a cell phone, guys. So you're not getting the point. Like, what if you didn't want a cell phone? What if you didn't need one? What if you didn't want one? You're missing, it's going right over your heads, right? Like, imagine life without one. Could you? Most of you can't. I can because I grew up. I'm 50 years old, man. Fuck, I remember the big old bulky fucking Motorola ones from the 80s. I remember that shit. I'm not even reading the comments, guys. Sorry, I should be, but yeah, it's always snowing up where your place, Tom. Jesus, man. You need a skidoo, bud. Canada, you must have a phone now. Yeah, exactly, new Xbox. Exactly. You have to have a cell phone. They're making it so that you have to have a cell phone or else. Like, it's that's got to be discrimination. Lawyers love their discrimination cases. Shouldn't we set a precedent? Maybe me and Uncle Aaron there should fucking go find us a lawyer or something. I don't care. I'm not spending any money on it. I'll spend time to go to the court because I think we have a case against discrimination, right? Case against people who don't have cell phones. Like, you should be able to do business with your bank, like we have for the last 100 fucking plus years, without having a mobile phone. So okay, so I have to sign the document in person in the bank if I don't have a cell phone. But if I have a cell phone, I can stay home. How the fuck does that make sense? Please explain to me how that makes any fucking sense. I would like to hear it because I know it doesn't. So Anthony's got up I got high off my 6th coffee and 3rd joint this morning. Took a while. CD day. Oh shit, having a CD day, that sucks, man. Well, 3rd joint should help. Maybe the 4th one. I'd lay out the coffee though. That shit gives you the jitters. I get the shakes after a couple of coffees, man. It's like, that's why I switch to tea sometimes, and I'll drink coffee if I need it. I don't really need coffee or tea in the morning, man. It's just habit. It's just ritual, and it's just, you know, a little bit of part of the wake up process. But if I didn't have coffee or tea in the morning, it wouldn't be the end of the world. Fuck, you know, just get up and go do what you got to do. I grew up with this trap line of 200 snares. Holy shit. Fuck, I haven't set up a snare in fucking years, man. We used to snare a rabbit and shit. Drink a pot of coffee. Be a man. Yeah, as it's hot, right from the fucking machine. Hey, Johnny? Drink. I know what he meant. Trad life. He meant drink. Dink a pot of coffee? Maybe he meant dink. Like, stick your dink in a pot of coffee and then drink it? I don't know. You never know with Johnny, man. Fuck. You guys, you know, a little strange sometimes. Now with my kid, he's strange all the time. What shit show is this? Well, you're about to find out there. You love to explore. Well, you're exploring now. Ben and Sam. Dink it. Ouch. I know, right? Don't stick your dink in a pot of coffee, man. That's a bad idea. Not good. Don't stir it with your dink. Don't no. No, that's not where your dink belongs. Yeah, nobody wants to get a cell phone for one banking interaction every 3 years. Exactly. Yeah, right. I don't know. Ben and Sam are new. This is okay. I'll explain it. They're exploring with Ben and Sam. This is my pub, right? We talk about whatever the fuck. It's like I spent many years, decades actually, and a shit ton of money in pubs over the years. Different kinds of pubs across different provinces in Canada. Met a lot of cool people. Met a lot of fucking shitheads too. And it's kind of the same vibe, same conversations. We talk about whatever the fuck, man. Whatever the fuck. Nothing's off the table about what we talk about here, man. Well, some stuff. We don't want to get too gross, but we do. We get off the fucking rails and we go sideways sometimes. Hey, Trevor. Carney's going to use fentanyl problem to implement digital ID, the Schwab. Yeah, they're going to use whatever excuse. Like, they'll never let a good crisis that they create go to waste. It's fucking gross, man. I'm fucking tired of this country. Like, no, I'm tired of the leadership. I'm tired of the people that are running the show in this country. I'm all about the rope, man. Gay bars mostly. Hey, man, I went to a gay bar, man. There's some hot looking fucking dykes that are looking for a straight guy once in a while. Let me tell you, that's why we went. But I won't get into that. Okay. If you know you're straight, what's your problem going to a gay bar? What, if you're there to pick up fucking fags and suck dick, well, then you're a fag. But if you're going to a gay bar because, you know, your buddy's a gay guy or whatever, but he's telling you, yeah, dude, there's some hot fucking lesbians here. It's like, I have some stories, okay? And none of them are gay, so fuck off. I like pussy, not fucking cock. I don't get the whole fucking gay thing. It's whatever, man. Whether they're born that way or it's their preference, that's to each their own. I really don't give a fuck. I don't even think about that shit. Never had enough time concentrating on shit without thinking about boobies, right? I've been on your panel before. Queefing. There you go. Oh, you've been on the panel before? Well, then you know, man. Fucking gay bars. What was the one downtown Hamilton here? Every town has one. Oh, fuck. What's the fucking... I can't remember the name of it. The one downtown Hamilton has the lions out front of it. I think it's still there. Yeah, I went there once. It just stunk. It was dirty, stunk. It's like they never did any renos in that place for fuck. It had potential. They never done any renos. This reminded me of the fucking Balmoral. It just smelled like old piss and stale beer and puke. It's gross, man. I don't like a dirty fucking bar. Like, I don't mind a dive bar, like peanut shells on the floor, you know, and maybe not painted in the last few years, but it's clean. You know what I mean? Like, they mop and they sweep and they dust and stuff. You know what I mean? It's clean. I don't care how it appears, as long as it's clean and my feet aren't sticking to the floor, man. You know, there's a difference. And boobies are awesome, yes. Gay bars were fun before the they-thems. Yeah, I imagine they were. Because I think though they-thems probably ruined it for the gay people. A lot of gay people that I know aren't happy with the fucking trans shit, man. There's memes about it. I'm not talking about that shit today. I don't give a fuck about that shit, really. Dive bars are the best, man. They are. Like, oh, whatever you do, don't go to that bar. Okay. Ding ding, that's the first bar I'm going to. Especially when you're young and in shape and know how to fucking defend yourself, you know. You don't mind getting into a scrap the odd time, but I never ever got any scraps in the dive bars. I always got into scraps in the fucking yuppie bars, like Hess Street and where all the rich kids go and shit. That's where I had problems. But whenever I went to a dive bar, never had any problems, man. Never any problems. Like biker bars, never had any issues. Never got any. Well, I get the odd one because, you know, you have pissing matches with guys sometimes, you know, whatever. Taverns, yeah, taverns. I remember the old taverns. They're almost gone now. There's not very many of them left here in Hamilton. There was the Balmoral. There was the one down in There was Dines down by Lake Ontario, down by the beach. There was a couple old taverns, and they had rooms for rent upstairs. Jamesville Inn, one of my first. Well, yeah, when I came up here on my own, my first room that I had rented when I came to Hamilton almost 30 years ago. I rented a room above the Jamesville Inn. That was one of the old taverns. Yeah, those old taverns they're all being torn down now. Fucking. I did. You refer to me as ZZM Unicorn, goddammit. No. No, I will not. But yeah, we had, what do we have? Crazy Horse Saloon here in Hamilton. There was another one too, the Sandbar. Like, well, whatever you do, don't go to the Sandbar. Like, why? Like whatever. There's Jamaicans in there fucking selling shit. And people wheeling and dealing, but I went in there to play pool and drink beer, and I got along with everybody, man. As long as you're not there to cause trouble, But yeah, dive bars I always found, we're down to earth people, man. Like, I don't know, what the fuck. Yeah, it's when you go to the rich kid bars, man, or the popular clubs and shit. You don't even get served. At least you go to a dive bar. As soon as you walk in, boom, there's a beer. You get this much left in your bottle. Here's another one. Another one? Yep. I have to ask. But go to the fucking the Richie Rich fucking pubs and bars and shit, the trendy bars and shit. Like, I'm standing there, waving my money around. There's 3 fucking girls behind the bar, are all talking, chit chat, and trying to look busy and not serving anybody. Oh, they said they're regulars that just, oh yeah, can I get another one, honey? Oh, okay. Hey, I'm over here for 5 minutes. Just stand here with a $20 bill. Hello. But if you're not a regular, that's the prissy bars. And even if you go there and you have like 4 or 5 beers, you're waiting in between beers, and they get pissed off because you're not fucking tipping. I'll tip for service. I'm not going to tip you if I got to wait around for my next fucking. A good bartender, man. Like, when you have this much left in your bottle, they should be like, another, hun? Yes, dear. Boom, right there. Excellent. Keep the change. There you go. It's not hard. It's not a hard job, man. How do I know this? I've spent years and years in bars. I know a good waitress when I see one, man. I know a good bartender when I see one. And a good bartender doesn't overserve people either, man. You don't overserve someone when they get gooned, especially if they know you and they can tell. Like, when one eye starts going this way, Chris, man, like, I can. This is your last one, man. You're getting a little gooned. And if you get all pissy about it, well, then fuck off. Now you're out. Now you don't even get any of the beer. Now fucking just go, right? You should go like, yeah, okay, maybe I have, yeah, okay. And if you think you haven't and you think you're okay, well, then go to another bar. And if they serve you and you getting shit and they serve you whatever, then there's no accountability. You're supposed to be, according to Smart Serve, you're supposed to be accountable for that shit. The bar is supposed to be accountable when you overserve people, man. Whatever. That's a whole other topic. The old jukeboxes, yeah. Fuck, they're fun. I remember those. Like I said, I remember smoking Daryl. Yes, I'm yapping. Man, when am I not yapping? I'm always yapping. Well, when I'm on here, I'm yapping. When I'm not on here, I'm not yapping. Oh, fuck. There's a pool table and a jukebox. It's a good night. Fucking right, Bad Hat. That's it, man. Some loonies in there and fucking play some tunes and go play some darts or some pool and shoot the breeze. Like I said, I spent way too much time and money in those places. Now I just stay home. Since they stopped smoking in bars, they just, they stopped smoking everywhere. I got a nice big screen TV I can watch movies on. I can smoke here and drink, and it's a hell of a lot safer and a hell of a lot cheaper. So, yeah, it doesn't tip the stand for the insurance promptness. You would think, but waitresses nowadays, they just expect you to tip, even though they take forever to give you a fucking, like top me up here. You know what I mean? Keep them coming. Keep them coming, man. That's why I love that bucket. Like, give me 5 beers in a fucking bucket, man, full of ice. That way I don't need to bother you. Okay? If you're that busy and fucking you can't, you don't want to be bothered fucking coming out the patio and serve me, just give me a fucking bucket with beers in it full of ice. And when I get down to my last one, I'll let you know to bring me another one, right? But now there's some towns that only have the 5 beer limit, so you only allow 1 bucket. That's just per person, right? Fuck, I can go through three or four of those. I can go through about 4 of those buckets of 5 beers each. Yeah, that's a good day in the patio. That is. Mind you, you're eating too. Like, you got to eat, man. You can't be drinking that much on an empty stomach. And you pace yourself. You don't fucking chug a while. Jesus. I'm not a frat boy. You need to give me a funnel, right? No. I didn't put the fucking link in. Jesus Christ, you're slacking, buddy. Fucking slacking. Yeah. This probably won't be a long stream. I know every time I say that, 10 hours fucking later, but I can't. I got shit to do. Although I've got pretty much everything I need to do. All I got to do is put some ice in the cooler and bring some chairs up from downstairs, move a table, whatever. I'm fucking done. House is clean. Smells nice. So how much snow did you end up with, Chris? Well, we got about 1.5 feet out there. There's a lot out there, but then by the time everything cleared up, now it's snowing again. So, yeah, like my sidewalk's clear, my driveway's clear, but I might throw some fucking salt out just in case. I might throw a little bit of salt down before people start parking out there. But yeah, I'm fucking tired of it. If I have to sit there for over 5 minutes with an empty plate in front of me, she's not getting a tip. Yeah, right? Like, this is a thing, man. These guys expect the tip. And there's some cases where I've been seeing where they just take the tip automatically out of your fucking bill. Like, fuck you, bud. It's like, fuck no. It's not how it works. A tip is for service. And I guarantee you, this is why I don't go out to eat anymore. That's why I don't go to bars anymore. Because you go to a restaurant, there's 3 things I expect. Good food, decent price, good service. And if the price is up a little pricey, well, then I want good service and good food. Right? Like, it better be a damn good steak. If I'm paying fucking $30 for a fucking steak and potatoes, it better be a damn good fucking meal, man. Good steak. It should be like this, not like this. Fuck. Which is why I don't go out, because none of those 3 ever meet. You'll never get all 3. If you get all 3, then I'm fucking tipping you well. If I don't get all 3, like, fuck off, man. I ain't made of fucking money. And I'm not cheap either. I don't mind tipping, man, when the food's good and the service is good. And even if the food comes back and it's not, I get my food, within 20 minutes, half an hour from sitting down, okay, I can wait a little bit. But the service is fine with a smile, and, she keeps bringing me beers and her drinks and keeps them topped up while we're waiting. That's fine. Again, the service is that's crucial, man, if you want a tip. But if you're treating your customer like, we're just inconvenience in the way and you're just waiting for, we're taking up space. I don't know, man. Like, I don't know what goes through their fucking head and why they think they deserve a tip most of the time. Oh, but they rely on their tips. Well, do a good fucking job and you'll get fucking good tips, man. I guarantee you. I get not always. There's always going to be douchebags out there that have money. It's usually the people that have the fucking money that don't fucking tip. As a bartender in Little Italy, everyone had an open tab. I couldn't keep track of the Tonys and Nicks. It was super confusing. That's why you have to have different, because when I was at the bar, there's so many mics. You had Ford mic, one-legged mic, OV mic. Same with the Johns. You had DeFasco John, fucking Budweiser John, fucking, you know what I mean? You had to have different nicknames for every name. You know what I mean? Stephen, just the tip? Just the tip. Hey.
Well, I am honored to be your guest.
What's happening?
I'll be your only guest.
There might be more people popping in. What's happening, man?
Not much. Yeah, I know. I agree with you. What you just said too. It's like, hey, you want good tips? Do your fucking job. God damn it.
All right. Like, that's shouldn't go without saying, really.
Well, no, I mean, like last night we went out for Valentine's and you had a reservation and they're like, it's going to be like 45 minutes to an hour because they had overbooked. That's management's fault. But if the staff is doing a good job, the staff's still going to get a good tip.
Yeah.
And our waitress was amazing. She was like running around going, "Hey, I'm checking this. How you doing? Anything else I can get you though?" In the meantime, she would run around. I was like, "Yeah." So I tipped her fucking good. Like, it's not her fault.
No, that's it, man. And I know a lot of them have to share their tips too with the cooks and all that. But if the cooks fuck it up, man, like.
Well, the cooks are overwhelmed because the management fucking overbooked the goddamn place and didn't do their job as managers.
Right.
Which was actually something I saw in reviews later was, staff and food, good. Management sucks. And I was like immediately like, oh, yeah, that seems about right. So, I mean, yeah.
And management should know, and here lies the problem, I think, is because they're hiring managers who've never been behind the oven, never cooked, never waited, never bartended. They're just hiring them, I think, out of school. Well, I got a degree in management, and I can do this. No, you can't.
Or work little places, and then you upgrade them to like a 70 table place and go, good luck.
Yeah.
But they don't know what to do with reservation because like last night was Valentine's. So it's like, okay, so we booked 3 weeks in advance for the reservation time. Other people did, and they're like, well, it's gonna be an hour wait. It's like, well, who the fuck did you let in or overbook the reservations? That's called the management problem.
Yeah.
You can't book that many reservations in a time. I mean, whatever. We waited, but some people left. There were a lot of people that fucking left. I was like, that's not the staff. That's not the waitress's fault or the waiter or whatever. That's not their fault or the cook.
Want to take the calls.
Yeah, or the cook's fault. That's not the cook's fault. The cook didn't go, hey, we want to do, instead of 30 dishes this hour, we want to do 300.
Or if you're going to have, it's Valentine's, it's a busy time, hire extra guys for the kitchen, man. Just an extra prep guy, an extra guy there for doing dishes. A guy,
dude, that kitchen was insane. It's like an open style kitchen. They had so many fucking people back there running their ass off. But I mean, again, it was just so overbooked. I'm like, dude, there's like 6 holidays a year, probably you need to focus on and know what you need to do. The manager that says she was the manager looked like she was about like 24. I'm like, you're not ready for this. I'm sorry.
No, you don't have the experience. No, you don't have the experience. I've seen and worked in really, really good kitchens, well organized kitchens, man. Like the Zimlinzer, the Austrian German place that I used to live next door to. That guy had that thing down like a well-oiled machine, man. Like they never overbooked, and if he was overbooked for whatever holiday, like I would go back there and volunteer. Like usually one of us go back there and volunteer and do dishes. So they, because that's the thing that would back them up. Because one of them had to stop helping and stop prepping, and they had to go wash dishes, man.
Yeah, no, I worked as a waiter for 4 months. It was the worst experience of my life. I absolutely hated that job. I went to work usually pretty buzzed, and I still was one of the highest tip waiters in that place, shockingly, because I was just like, it has to be perfect. But that place, though, I will credit the managers. You did not see that type of shit happening with this overflow of like 40 people sitting at the front door waiting, going, we have reservations. Like,
that's how you
they knew how to run that system at least.
Yeah. Fucking snow's coming down now.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, steady enough, but I don't know, man. Like I've been trying. I'm having a party tonight, so it's like I don't really want people to driving this shit, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? Especially with our highways the way they are now and the people that we have driving on them. I worry.
Well, that's what I tell people here in Houston. I'm like, I've lived in snow, rain, and wintry. Like I live in North Dakota. I grew up in Oregon. Rain, everyone freaks out, and I'm like, snow? Oh God. Yeah, it's not me driving, it's them driving I'm afraid of.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah, I've always had good winter tires, man. In the wintertime, that's a must. And if you're living anywhere where it gets a shit ton of snow, you need steel-studded tires, man. There's places here in Canada that's mandatory to have studded tires, like up north and shit, Ontario and New Brunswick. And
I think,
holy fuck, should we let this fucking cranky old fucker in? Fuck it, here we go.
Oh no, the beards are.
Watch yourself, you fucking little midget cocksucking burnt ass fucker.
You're too far away, man. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
I'll drone you to death, you fucker.
Drone.
That's what they'll be doing next. Is you'll be able to rent a drone by phone on every fucking town and get it to do hits for you. It's a wonder they don't do that already.
Don't give them any ideas, man. The enemy's listening. You know that, eh?
Fuck the enemy. Maybe we should beat them to it.
Fuck them dry.
So what's it storming there?
Not storming. It's coming down steady. It looks like snow globe snow right now.
Oh. Fuck, it's not storming here, but she's been cold all fucking week. 30 below again today. Yeah.
Send me a pager. Golden pager from Daryl.
A pager.
Like I seen a clip there yesterday on the tubes where this chick, I think it was in Brazil, this chick had a cell phone in her back pocket and just started flaming up on her. Fucking, she burned her ass, man. I know the feeling.
Yeah, you got that in common.
Right? It's like, oh, I know that. Daryl,
you know that day I phoned you there, I went for a drive down to Estevan. It's 5 hours from here. I saw fucking wildlife like I've never seen before.
Right.
Fucking unreal. I saw 2 pairs of moose.
Nice.
Yeah. I saw prairie chickens. I saw fucking pheasants. When I got close to Stoughton, Saskatchewan, there's lots of oil wells in there by Estevan. I bet you I saw 300 or 400 fucking golden pheasants along the road there in about 30 or 40 miles.
Well, you'll never go hungry. What the fuck is this?
Oh, they're in nice shape too.
Bear with me here. This is probably
a SAR.
Yeah. Hello.
Give it to him.
Hello. Hello.
Hello, hi ma'am. Hi sir. This is Jack from Rogers Communications. How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
Sir, I am also good. Thank you for asking. Sir, basically I am reaching out because we have wonderful promotions regarding TV, internet, home for bundles in just $99.
I'm very good, sir. You have a good day. Thank you. Come again.
That's why I don't answer that shit. I don't answer that shit. I just had a guy at my door earlier. He was wearing like a yellow vest, kind of like what you see like on airports or road construction, but it's yellow. And he was knocking on the door. And then he rang the ring cam like twice, then knocked like 3 more times, and just like very kind of aggressively. And I was like, I don't know who the fuck you are. I'm not answering the door. And I've had same guy come out 2 other times and knock a couple times and then leave with a clipboard. I'm like, I thought about it just now. I'm like, I wonder if that's my my almost ex-husband attempting to serve me divorce papers because he just won't show up with the paperwork myself, even though I've signed basically everything.
Yeah, just because you're wearing a high-vis vest and you got a clipboard doesn't mean. We just watched a clip there of a guy with a hard hat, sneakers on, and the fucking high-vis vest and a hard hat and a clipboard, and he assassinated a broad at her fucking front driveway.
And I'm not worried about that from them. But if you're gonna also petition paperwork like that here, yeah, it has to be from a sheriff or a constable. It's not. It can't just be some random dude. It's got to be by like law enforcement. So I'm like,
oh no, for someone to serve you papers, from what I understand, I don't know what the states or provinces or whatever. I'm pretty sure anybody can serve you papers.
Well,
yeah.
The fact that I'm in contact, he can text me anytime, and I've signed every other paper except for he keeps coming over new shit. And I'm like, well, bring the paper over, and I'll sign it, and we'll go notarize. And he refuses. I can say that's a misuse of service against him. Also, he's a green card holder, and I'm pretty sure he has a DUI on his record that he hasn't told me about, and he's worried about getting deported because as soon as Trump became president, he was like, we got to get this divorce so I can get my citizenship. He panicked immediately. So I'm like, I don't give 2 fucks, dude. That'd be the funniest thing to me ever if he got deported. That'd be so fucking funny.
Oh, it's happening.
I know. Houston just had like 1,000 arrests.
Is that Coffee
a couple
Boy?
days ago in Houston area. I'm like, maybe it's one of them's him. I mean, it would just be so fucking funny to me.
We got to start doing it here, man. We have a serious Indian problem here. I mean, dot Indian, not feather Indian, right?
Yeah.
It's our our trucking accidents on the highways have gone up 800% in 1 year. 1 year, 800%, man. That's hard to wrap your head around.
I don't doubt it. Didn't
It's
you
almost
see
every day, man. Every fucking day.
You
Because
probably
these
did.
guys, they're starting their own companies. They're giving their own drivers their own licenses, and these guys they're just cheating.
Don't burn the beans.
Yeah.
Okay, we have to acknowledge the dog. Otherwise, the dog will not leave. We have to acknowledge.
He won't leave anyway.
He's like, hey.
He's my sucky baby. Isn't he, Willis?
So Daryl's in Manitoba. Whereabouts you at, Ben? Again, forgot.
Houston.
Houston. Here at Texas.
They, well, that's why you probably didn't see it. And if anyone has in your chat, it was the funniest video online probably a couple days ago, but in the most serious sense. Because JD Vance went, the U.S. vice president went to the EU like security missions or whatever, and then basically just roasted all the EU leaders to their face about how they promote democracy but cancel elections and promote mass migration. And just the day before, someone who had been arrested, released, and told to leave, but apparently said, "Oh, you can stay." He then drove a truck through a crowd in Munich. Literally the day before that conference, he's like, how much longer does this have to go on? And he just roasted all of them for like 20 minutes to their faces on stage, like just telling them, you guys are shit.
I just watched a live small rally. I think it might have been in Munich. Small rally for AFD in the town square, and there was massive crowds of Antifa on one side with cops between them and the rally, and another massive crowd of Antifa over the other side with fences.
Thanks, Frank.
So there's like 100. There's like maybe almost 200 Antifa, and they probably had about 30 people show up for the AFD rally.
He talked about the AFD. He talked about AFD not specifically, but he said, "Hey, when you don't even invite members of those types of parties, right or left, to this security conference, which they didn't, he's like, that's a problem because then you're literally just trying to excommunicate and ignore those people and their opinions." So that's funny. Then they would have a little rally, and they're not like a huge part of it. Yeah, they're not a huge part, but to totally ignore them is like bizarre.
Yeah, when Christine Anderson told Trudeau, "Spare us your presence," that was good. Yeah, I like Christine Anderson.
Don't let me stop you from yapping. I'm just having a piece of half morning cake.
What kind of cake's that?
Homemade.
Well, yeah, that's the best kind. What is it, banana bread cake or fuck? It's got chocolate chips in it?
No, raisins and what else is in this?
Nuts and applesauce.
Oh yeah, walnuts and applesauce and raisins. That's fucking good.
Yeah,
Oh, it's almost like a holiday pudding kind of thing or something like that.
Amish applesauce cake.
My grandma used to call it crumb cake.
Oh, crumb cake. Okay.
Yeah.
That's the one thing about JD Vance. He loves his Indians. And we don't like the Jeets up here, man. We want to eat the Jeets enough. The important third world, you're gonna get the third world, and that's what we're experiencing now. They're shitting on our beaches, they're shitting at the fucking gas station, they're shitting all the goddamn place, man. Over half the population of India just shits where they want to shit. Jesus Christ, who's fucking calling me now? This number calls me every day. I don't know who the fuck it is. Leave a fucking
give
message.
it to him.
Leave a fucking message, man. It's important.
Give it to him. Pick it up and let's have some fun.
Holy fuck. Hello.
Sarah doesn't even want to talk to you.
I get.
This number
I
calls me
literally.
every fucking day, man. I don't answer it, and when I answer it, they don't even fucking say anything. So fuck off.
I only have a cell phone number, and I get literally at least 4 or 5 times a day. Like it says scam call, and it's from all over the country from different things. I'm like, stop calling me. And I swear some of them are still when I went to apply for college years ago, and I already finished my degree, and they're still calling me to be like, "Are you interested in a degree plan?" I swear to God, that's probably what half of them are.
I usually don't answer for them,
I
but
know.
sometimes I'll answer when we're live just to fuck with them, and but I'm not very quick on fucking Some of my friends are really good at fucking with them, man. Like Johnny. I can't. Johnny has patience. He'll sit there on the phone with him for like a good half an hour. He'll make him cry. He's got some good ones, man, where he made them think that, like he's the hitman's coming to kill him. Shit on the phone, fucking. Oh, he's here to kill me now. It's like, if you don't send me some money, this guy's gonna kill me. Like reversing it, so they got to send him money, and then I can send you money, and I can't send you money until I pay off my debt to the mafia. And I don't know whatever the fuck it was, man. He had some fucking funny ones. I'm gonna shit in your yard, Johnny says. Fuck you, Johnny. We need a Chicom flag for you to do that.
Would it be an improvement to your yard?
No, nobody's shitting in my yard, man. They did it once on the Chicom flag way in the back 40, but no, don't do that. No pooping in my yard. I have a toilet, all right? We have indoor plumbing, believe it or not. Jesus.
And an outhouse.
Yeah, well, the outhouse is behind the shed, right?
There you go. Multiple options then.
Out behind the shed. Nobody can see you. I think my neighbors fucking see
What are
me.
you doing?
Fentanyl problem in India too. Yeah, well, that's India's problem. I don't give. I'm worried about Canada. That's my main concern. That's my neck of the woods. And like if I can find it, I should see if I can find that again. That cowboy Kent Rollins guy out west. I can see if I can find him. He had a good one about Trump with the 51st state shit. Let's see if I can find it. Give me a second.
That's why I don't understand what the problem with when they say, "Oh, we want to do this and this," especially because of the drug issue, which is a huge part of it. And everyone's like, "Oh, no, you can't. You can't." It's like, shut the fuck up. Because then
That's because they're all making money off it. That's why.
I know. Yeah,
It's all about the money.
It's not just human smuggling or where the cartels make money. I mean, there's some kickback going.
Of course there is.
Yeah, there's something going into policy decisions, and
None of those fuckers do anything for no money.
God, no. Why do you make like 150,000 a year, but all of a sudden you're worth like $87 million?
Exactly. That's why they don't want to stop it.
Somewhere. There's a lot of money coming from somewhere.
Oh, there you go. Louis from Germany. He's it was all in Germany. I couldn't understand what they were saying, but the turnout was very sad. When you see like 5 times the amount on the Antifa side, and like where's all the men in Germany that are showing up to make sure these guys don't get knifed for speaking their mind, or getting attacked by Antifa?
Those are all.
That's the only reason why I started going to some of these things, man. Like when I saw Alexander and Billboard Chris and those guys getting fucking thumped by Antifa and nothing was happening. That's when I fucking said, fuck this shit. I'll fucking go. I'll go to Ottawa. I'll stand there, hold a sign. Anybody fucks with me, they're going to get one, right? Anybody fucks with my friends, they're going to get one. Like fuck around, find out, man. That's how it is.
We just had this shit in
Remember,
all over the U.S., like from Atlanta, Georgia, to Houston and Dallas, Texas, to Los Angeles, where like the whole immigration thing, they were like blocking freeways in Los Angeles, all waving Mexican, Colombian, Guatemalan flags. And it's like, well, hey, if you are so loving and devoted to that country, guess you probably should go back. Right. You're sitting here arguing with the U.S. when not all of them were like illegal, but I mean, the point is like, if you're sitting in solidarity with that country, well, why don't you go live there then?
Right.
If it's such a great place.
All those people shutting down the highways in California, waving Mexican flags and beating up white people. How the fuck is that acceptable?
It's not, but they don't do anything about it. That's the thing. They don't do anything about it. I'm like, if you love a country that much, then go live there, but no one will. It's all just, it's like a Kamala Harris rally speech. It's just word salad and fucking bullshit and nonsense. It makes
virtue signaling, it's called.
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
cool. So they did make it happen. So Johan's from South Africa. The Boer guy. I guess they are going to have that Jared Taylor interview after all. That looks good. Right on. I figured that would
Who
happen.
is?
That might have been Derek that helped because Derek had him on. But the guy from South Africa and shit, all the bullshit.
Yeah. Who's gonna have him on now?
I think the guy that Derek had on is going to have Derek Taylor, so they're going to have that looks pretty good. It's Dive Reinberger Bueging. That's the same group, same flag as Johannes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Well, we got to start doing something pretty fucking soon because it's getting way out of hand. Like fuck. You know, I when I went to Estevan there last week, I stopped at a little town here, 60 miles west of me. And those fucking Jeets, they bought the one good chicken restaurant there about 6 or 8 months ago, and it's gone for shit.
Of course.
And I pulled into the Co-op gas station, and I thought, you know, Co-op's community owned, and I figured they'd hold out a bit longer. Pull in there to fuel up. Who meets me at the pump? Fucking Johnny Turbine. I get out of my fucking truck. It's 30 below. He goes, "Oh, what'd you like, sir?" And I said, "Fill it up with regular, please." And I popped the hood of my truck. It needed a liter of oil. And I always buy my own oil. I picked a liter up out of the back seat, and it was just hard as fucking taffy because it was 30 below. I screwed the lid off it, lifted the hood, poured that fucking thing in. I had to squeeze it like ketchup out of a bottle. And I figured that cocksucker was filling my truck up. It took me about 2 minutes or so to squeeze that bottle in there. I threw it in the fucking garbage, and I look, and he's standing there, and my fucking gas door is shut. The dumb cocksucker, instead of putting his finger in behind the fucking door and pulling it, he must have pushed it shut. And he stood there the whole fucking time I was putting oil in the motor. He didn't fucking put gas in. So I had to fucking go in and unlock the fucking door for him again. And he wouldn't say anything. He just stood there like a fucking zombie. Fuck. They can't do anything right, those fucking people. They can't. They're fucking brain dead. And now they're everywhere.
Let's see if I can get this one back to the beginning again here. Give me a second.
Can't even fucking pump gas. Isn't that right, Bear? Hmm?
Yeah, I gotta bring this one up.
Yeah, we're in trouble here. I'm telling you. People don't even have a clue what's going on. Eh?
Yeah, I gotta, this is something I did. Oh, where'd it go?
You lost it.
Here, give me a second. I gotta play this.
Well, I think I'm going to get going. I got to put my other tower garden together.
Life, defending every sacrifice, every dream, and every fucking hope
See, I can't
my
go back to the
family
beginning. I
had.
gotta let it play out.
Everything that they did so that I could be here. Mind your own fucking business, Donald. Square up your own country. And leave mine the fuck alone. Well, howdy. You know, every day I get questioned as to what my thoughts are on Canada becoming the 51st state of the United States of America. My kin were here before this country got started, and every fucking generation they've been here, they gave their blood, sweat, and fucking tears. So that the generations coming after them could have a better place than they had.
That was the idea.
And now, because of a bunch of inept and corrupt politicians, I got the fucking arrogance of the U.S. president telling me that there's a fucking monetary value to my sovereignty, and I will gladly give my fucking life defending every sacrifice, every dream, and every fucking hope that my family had. Everything that they did so that I could be here.
You ain't the only one, man.
Mind your own fucking business, Donald. Square up your own country and leave mine the fuck alone.
Well, I'll give him the fact that at least he's outdoors in the snow. The hat is solid and the facial hair is nicely trimmed. So I'll give him that. At least he comes off
He's
impressive.
hardcore, but he's fucking hardcore, dude.
Yeah, I was like, at least I'll give him that. He matches the appearance, at least, of the word. So it's not this.
Well, this guy is genuine.
He's definitely genuine article. He rescues horses and shit. Like he brings horses back from the brink, man. I've seen what he's done. And
Yeah.
he's a hard worker, and he's been working with animals and all his life since he was a kid. Like he's a genuine deal. He's a real cowboy as far as cowboys are concerned, right?
You can tell it. That's why I was like, okay,
Yeah.
at least all appearance wise, outdoors, everything. Like, okay, at least he seems like he's actually speaking his mind.
Yeah,
He lives on a ranch in northern Alberta. This guy is the real thing. He's fucking when he is what he looks like he is.
Shit, what was the? I should have paid attention. He's got other stuff too. I should have played, but it's too late now. Fuck it.
Helping Horses Heal, he calls himself on TikTok.
Yeah.
That's where he's got all his videos up.
Well, maybe I'll play.
His name is Ron. Can't think of his last name. I've actually talked to him on the phone a couple of years ago.
Oh, you were saying, yeah.
Yeah,
So what
he's
was-
quite a guy.
Oh, if he's from northern Alberta, yeah, he has to be.
Well, he's quite a story, and he lives what he says. He's not a phony. There's no doubt of that.
Let's say if I should have paid attention. I could have.
Harley.
It is up.
There, Harley's telling you to get another fucking brand on your other ass cheek.
No. Never again. Jesus.
Tell him again, Harley. It's Saturday morning Papillon day here. Anyway, I'm going to get going here. I want to get my other tower garden up and running and get it full of plants here.
Oh, yeah, right on, man. Yeah, you said you're going to get one of those.
Yeah, I got a good deal on that one. Long way to go for it, but half price of buying new.
I'll just type it in. Jesus. I hate typing.
Okay, we'll see you guys later.
All right, man. Cheers.
Yeah, you bet. Oh, did that Bill fella call you or anything?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, I talked to him there right after I talked to you. He said he'd probably call you.
Northleaf, Saskatoon. That's what it's called.
What's that?
That's what his page was there, Northleaf, Saskatoon. Or it was Northleaf, Saskatoon that played him. I'm just going to see if I can find.
Who's that? Ron there, the cowboy?
Yeah.
No, he calls himself Helping Horses Heal. There's lots of guys that repost his shit.
Yeah.
But if you want his original page, that's where it's at, his TikTok.
Well, I don't have TikTok. I'm not going to TikTok.
He might. No, I don't think he's not on Twitter either. Just TikTok. Pretty sure.
There we go.
Anyway, see you later.
All right, man. Behave yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Yeah, he's got some good shit here. Yeah, here we go. Let's play this. Maybe people can get a better idea of what this guy's all about. Here we go. Oh, buttons and clicks and shit. Yeah, this guy.
All of those who think it's cool to sit back in the safety of their mother's basement, make clips of my videos, and talk about me out there on the internet. You little have no idea the life I've lived. 41 years working professionally with horses, 30 of those spent as a remote wilderness guide. I did it on a daily basis that would make you bitches piss yourself. I stood down 9 grizzly bear charges in my life,
Jeez.
5 black bear charges. And I once stepped up and stuffed an 8-foot Tom Cougar square in a mug with my walking stick to save one of my dogs. I watched 17 horses lose their lives out there. I lost 3 good friends. And I've held the lifeless body of my best friend in my arms.
Jesus.
I've heard my own bones snap. I've stitched my body twice myself. And I've felt the searing heat of a hot brand.
That's not good.
You think you're a badass? meet this guy whose name I don't know, but he goes by helping horses heal. That sounds pretty positive. It sounds like he's healing folks. But yo, all you softies out there, have you heard your bones break? Yo, have you stuck your walking stick in the face of an effing, was it a bear?
I didn't know this guy's going on about
something to save your dog's life? Yo, have you had the heat of a brand on your effing chest? Or softy? Sounds a lot like Sam Elliott, but he's definitely the real life version. But he's up in Canada, and all those harsh words he had for those trolls that like to make disparaging videos about him, he had enough of it until he came back and apologized. Watch.
You can see my neighbor in the background there again, young calf moose. You're having breakfast in the yard. Well, folks, this is the time that I want to apologize to all of you. Those of you who watched my recent spout off where I allowed myself to be offended by the trolls out there and to step up, chest out, start pounding on it like I used to do and make a horrible mistake. Nothing I said was untrue or a lie. I lived the life I said I did, but I didn't need to take that boastful stance. And by doing that, I stepped out of character.
Right.
Yo, listen, I'm still saying, wow, and I've seen these videos already. He went from the boastful stance to apologizing for the boastful stance. He's reeling me back in. Maybe those stories he's talking about are all true, and you might want to have this guy next to you in the wilderness before a bear attacks you. You guys know how I feel about bears. But then again, though, he then talks about the government, though. This guy's sending me back and forth. There's more.
Always got lots.
Well, howdy. I hope you had a good day. Mine was long and hard, just like usual. And you know, after a long, hard day, a good brisk scrub down feels good. And that's what this country needs right now. A good brisk scrub down. Right from the top down to the bottom.
Fucking
The
guys.
closer I look, all I see is
fucker,
deception, greed, lies.
Get those nips. Get them.
Municipal government right to the top.
Yo, sometimes you need a good snow scrub down. It exfoliates and it protects you from the elements.
Yeah,
I don't know. Give it a try. Let me know how it works.
And it makes you
But
warmer,
again,
too.
as I
When
said,
you do
he's
that,
helping
put your jacket back
horses
on, you're
heal.
warm.
This is one of those horses. Maybe this is where he lands on his political opinions. Again, he's Canadian. So let's check out this image here of maybe one of his horses. At least it's something he has control over, but he definitely wants folks to know this. F, you know, of course, with the that nice Canadian leaf there on the side. It's a nice look. But again, last back and forth. We've gone up, we've gone down, and back up again. Here's the last thing when he's talking about the First Nations people of Canada. This is great.
Folks, you see this eagle feather? It represents my free spirit.
Apparently, you're not allowed to own
It was
one.
given to me during my adoption ceremony into the Blackfoot Nation here in southern Alberta. This feather means a lot to me, and so do the First Nations people of Canada and the U.S. I've spent my entire life living with and working with First Nations people.
Oh, man.
And it's because of my love and respect for each and every one of you that I'm standing here right now. We stand at the beginning of another trail of tears, people. If you're not familiar with the Trail of Tears, between 1830 and 1850 in the United States, the government systematically attacked the rights and freedoms of what they called the 5 civilized nations.
Well, there's that too.
That was
Listen,
Harrison, I think.
I may have to go follow this guy because I'm not undecided. I would just like to see more. What's your thoughts here?
This is my John Wayne. Love this man. Everything about this man's great. You know those interesting Man Alive commercials? He's the most interesting man alive. We need this guy to replace him. Undoubtedly. Far more interesting. Also, his staged video where he pulls up and he's like, howdy. Like, you know, he had to put the phone there in advance. But a much better staged video than DeSantis and Brian having a little catch on Fox News by a lot. And instead of talking about substance, he actually gave us substance. Make America Canada. I love this man. He should run for president here.
You guys know that we started with another Burbank video. We just might see some Maybe you have a rant with horses, or maybe there's a big moose right behind you. She's back out in nature. Don't sleep on the bird.
Anyways, that's that guy in a nutshell, man. He's hardcore.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of guys like him here in Canada, man. Like there's a lot of guys that their family's been here since before Canada was, confederated. It began a country. A lot of our ancestors, like my mom's side, had her ancestors like go back to before Canada was formed confederation. We fought, bled, and sweat for this country, not just have it taken away and given away to a bunch of jeets, man, and corporate fucking globalist fucking idiots. But anyways,
that's why I think the whole if we're relaying to the 51st state thing, I think that's more of a pressure tactic. To be honest, I know there's been more and more, but I think it's a pressure tactic to go, hey, enact. And Trudeau did bend the knee a little bit. Apparently, he said he will focus on the border of controlling it. So at the same time, it works. I mean, that's the point. That's why they say leadership through strength. If you don't pressure people, sometimes when you do have leverage, you're wasting that leverage.
Well, it's pretty sad that it takes fucking Zion Don, Teflon Don, whatever the fuck you want to call him. Pretty sad. It takes a guy like him to crack the whip to get our weaselly little fucking piss ants up there in Ottawa to fucking do something, man.
Well, that's why I was watching again, like going back to like that JD Vance thing in Munich. I was like, I could not imagine Tim Walz standing there talking, because he would just be sucking everyone's dick in the front row.
Yeah, I think
it would just be
as soon as I saw that guy, man, there's some guys you just look at and you go, like, someone should check that guy's computer. Right?
Oh yeah, dude. There's something really wrong with that guy. That's why he was and I don't disrespect his like service. He did 23 years, whatever it was. I respect that. He was in the fucking National Guard. And as soon as they were going to get deployed, he was like, hey, I'm retiring. And left. Shut the fuck up. I spent 6 years on active duty. I spent 3 of that in Iraq and Afghanistan. So you can suck my dick, Tim Walz. Fucking cupcake.
So you were over in Iraq and Afghanistan?
Yeah, I spent 3 years of 6 years deployed.
Right.
I was one of those people that just got like reamed by the military.
Yeah, fuck. There's another guy that comes on here once in a while. I think he's from North Carolina. Untrackable. He also served too, man. Yeah, he doesn't talk about it. I don't press him for it.
I don't. I generally do not talk about like, especially experiences.
Right. Yeah.
Everyone's experience varies in the military. It's like you ever see that? You ever watch Family Guy?
Not very often, if I can help it. No, but
it was an older episode, and they had an intro where Chris wanted to join the military. The son, he wanted to join the military because they talked to an army recruiter, and they showed an intro. Let me see if I can find this for you. It even explaining it just doesn't do justice to it. But I'm like, yep, that's the military in a nutshell. That is the.
It's a funny show. I just can't watch cartoons and shit anymore, man. Like I can watch clips, like funny clips about stuff, but I can't sit down for a whole shit anymore. I don't have the attention span.
There we go. I think this is let's see if this is the whole thing. It's only like maybe 30 seconds or something like that, I think.
Yeah, cool. That shouldn't get me a strike, I don't think. Is it owned by Disney? Family Guy isn't owned by Disney, I wouldn't imagine.
Who does own Family Guy?
Yeah, anything Disney I can't play at all. If it's even connected to Disney, I can't fucking play it. The YouTube will just shut it right down.
I don't think it's by. I no. Family Guy definitely not by Disney.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah, they definitely cannot be by Disney. Absolutely not. God damn it! I don't want to answer your ads. Yeah, it's literally like 35 seconds.
Cool.
Let me see.
You put a private chat, I'll play it. That ad's got something here for me.
There we go. Yeah. That would work. That would probably work better just for audio purposes too. Make sure we don't have those issues.
Cool. Well, let's check it out.
And this is after I got out of the military, I think, or while I was still about to leave. And I was like, yeah, that's accurate.
Yeah, that's so cool. Let's check this out. It is a funny show. I never got into it.
I haven't watched it in a long time, like new stuff.
I don't have cable. I don't have cable. I have cable, but I don't watch cable.
We don't have cable or TV at all. We have just some streaming services through our Wi-Fi provider and stuff. But
what's up, y'all? I'm Sergeant Extreme, and I'm Major Awesome. We're here to tell you how much the Army kicks ass. Check this out.
What can the U.S. Army do for you? The U.S. Army. Oh, yeah.
Your experience may differ.
Your experience may differ.
Your experience may differ. Exactly. It's like, it's like, yep, that is 100% facts.
Yeah, I don't. I thought about it when I was 18, man. I thought about it, and by the time I was 18, I already had a juvie record, and I was already working on an adult record for stupid shit. Apparently, they said they'd still take you, but by then it was too late, man. I wasn't about to be yelled at and go through that shit. I'd rather just
that's the appropriate thing to do is go, hey, I'm not going to take that type of thing, so that's not for me. And that's like, hey, that's cool. There are people that can't handle that. And I mean, trust me, it was different for me. I had to get a waiver for a dumb thing that did get dropped, but it was still there. You had to just tell them it was there, and they just gave a waiver, and they're like, okay, cool. And it was a shock. I mean, trust me.
Yeah. I wanted to do it because I was always into pushing myself and pushing my limits, and and I was in good shape too when I was younger. I had retard strength up until I was in my late 20s, and I just smoked too much. But I did. I was just I used to bike everywhere. I worked for moving companies since I was a teenager, and I used to move things and lift things that weren't really possible for a guy my size, man. Like I was 132 pounds soaking wet, moving shit that my buddies couldn't even fucking move. Wife's back now. She's got fucking a bunch of shit.
Can we acknowledge the absolute bullshit that is being spewed in the chat right now?
Thank you.
Oh, delivery.
I think you get enough fucking water.
Not really, because people like one. Don't argue.
There's already a shit ton of water out there, man.
No, there isn't. It will go quick.
Okay, fine then. Let it go. I get people drink water. Not everybody drink. I get it.
I'm drinking.
Yeah, me too.
The first ingredient is water. Both of these. So
here, up your kilt.
Can we acknowledge the bullshit that was being spewed in the chat, though? Drew and Verse, he was too busy banging college chicks. I highly doubt that.
Yeah, I was busy chasing tail, too, at that time when I was 17, 18, 19. I mean, I knew which I did eventually in my early 20s, smarting the fuck up. I knew, the party's going to have to be over sooner or later, and I was going to start putting my hours in and start working if I wanted to get, an apartment and a car, and not only that, chicks didn't really want anything to do with you if you didn't have any money, so you had to fucking go work your ass off, right?
Yeah, I will say the military, the one thing it did do, and I didn't want to go, it was deployment orders out of AIT, so basic training, the individual training, advanced for your job, that's what they call AIT. I didn't want to go to Hawaii. I actually wanted to go to Alaska, Germany, or Korea. The one good thing that happened when going for deployment to Hawaii is I found the love of brown guys. So hey, that happens. Oh yeah, by the way, Chad, I'm gay, so you can suck
I knew
my
that, but Chad didn't know it. I wasn't gonna say nothing.
You can suck my dick. I don't give a shit.
From the back.
If we want to do performance,
Oh,
we can do it. We can do it that way. Let's do it.
It's suck my dick from the back is what LC says, and And everybody's like, what? Sounds funny, but it's like, wait a minute. Because now you got this fucking visual in your head. Like, wait a minute.
I was like, well, that's why I said performance arts, because I'm like, I don't think that's physically possible, technically, like in that regard, but sure.
Fuck.
Yeah, so it's like that video. Everyone differs. Every experience is different. Everyone handles situations like that differently. So, if people don't want to join the military, I don't blame people for not wanting to join the military. I understand, but if you want to, go for it. But be prepared. Also, don't just go randomly walk up one day and go, "Oh, look, a recruiting office. That sounds fun." There are people that do that. There are people that fucking do it.
I had guys that served, and that I had people in my family that served, and that. And they said, "Well, it's not." They gave me the heads up. Well, this is what it's like. I kind of get the idea. It's like, it's not going to be easy. It's not a cakewalk. That's for damn sure. I get that. That's not what turned me away from it. What turned me away from it was a lot of guys were saying the military is not the same as your dad's military anymore. It's not. It's changed. And now we have tampons in men's bathrooms and shit. Like, that's kind of what they were going on. Right?
Well, it definitely, and in Canadian military and U.S. military, obviously, are totally different. Different things and experiences. And that's the one thing, because I was looking to rejoin as a Air Force officer because I have a degree, I've been in the service, I have armed discharge, all that. And then I kind of rethought about it after a little bit, and I was like, you know what? Because I actually called the recruiting thing for it, and I was like, the way things are going right now with it, I don't want to deal with that type of nonsense and bullshit. But now that Pete Hegseth is in charge, I'm kind of like more on board, because he's like DEI bullshit.
Well, they're recruiting out of here. But since Trump's got in, the recruit numbers are going back up again.
Well, yeah. Well,
you're still going to go to war. It doesn't matter, man. You're still going to end up fighting a war for Israel.
And that too, I was also like, I've been deployed 3 times. I've dealt with that shit. I don't want to get stuck in fucking like Iran or some shit. And you hope that doesn't happen. Everything doesn't look like that's ever going to happen. But at the same time, you don't know. And I'm like, I'm getting older I'm getting a little too old for that shit, basically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this is the whole thing, right? It's always, you look at who's fought and died in all the wars. It's always kids.
Yeah. Yeah. For the most part, it's younger or, definitely up and coming potential individuals in other areas that.
No, not all white kids. Michelle. There's a lot of fucking, like, there's no fucking racism in a foxhole, man. Your brother right beside you, behind you, he's got your back. If he's black, I don't give a fuck. Does he have my back? I don't care.
Hell no. When I was in Iraq, my first tour, I was fucking 2 black guys.
I don't want to hear this.
They were roommates in Hawaii, and I fucked both of them, and then I fucked them in Iraq. At least I got what I got out of it. That was the best part of Iraq.
Don't ask, don't tell. What happened to that?
To be honest, the don't ask, don't tell, it was kind of funny. The don't ask, don't tell, really, for the most part, if you did your job correctly, like you were good at your job, and then it came out that you were gay, most people didn't give a fuck because of your character and your job performance. Now, if you were back then when I was in, because this was before it was removed, but if you were hey, of course, they were going to be like, yo, you got to go. You got to go.
If you're more effeminate than the women that are in the fucking.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, it didn't matter. If you were just good at your job, did what you needed to do, and it didn't interfere with work or anything like that, no one gave 2 fucks, because people knew I was. My sergeants knew and everything like that. And they were like, whatever. Like, he does his job well.
Like, I can work. So I don't care. I'll work with a black guy. I'll work with a gay guy. I don't care. We're here to do a job. Let's do the job. I don't care what you do in your own personal time. You do, as long as it doesn't affect our job and what we have to do. Like, if you're smoking crack or meth on your fucking spare time, well, then I have a problem with that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's differences. I am running people out of your chat.
I know. Steve's gross. Later, Steve.
What do you think about the because it just came out, the official, which he did it before, but Trump just ruled out transgender from the military.
Yeah, I agree because they're paying for surgery. What are you doing?
There's one. That's one issue is because they join and then they get free medical for the surgeries, which costs a lot of fucking money and recoup time that they're not doing anything.
Right.
But then they're on hormones, which also can affect your ability to process or think, critically, especially depending on your job and situation. So I'm like, you're literally affecting maybe 0.01% of the military population. Who cares?
No, if you're going to be given any hormones, it should be testosterone, not estrogen. You want more testosterone in your army, not fucking estrogen. Jesus.
Yeah. But I'm saying, you know what that does, but that's like testosterone is like steroids. You can get that, you can get rage and stuff like that.
I know.
I've
never done it, but I've encountered a lot of fucking roid rage from guys who were on that shit. Yeah. And I've gotten in fights with a lot of guys that were doing roids, man, because they're just right.
So I'm 100% on board, and that's why I come back to being a gay guy. I'm like this. I don't believe, none of that shit. I'm sorry. Get that out. It's wasteful spending.
Yeah.
No, get that shit out of the military. Is the military for a reason. It's supposed to be. This is your job. This is your focus. This is our goals. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I've had this kind of conversations with you've never heard of you ever hear of Kazoom?
Yeah, I've talked with Kazoom.
He's been on here a couple times, whatever, but he's a good shit, man. It's kind of, again, there's a guy I could work all day with and have laughs and shit and even go have a beer with. You know what I mean? What goes on behind your bedroom door does not concern me. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. Right? It doesn't bother me, man. It bothers some guys, man. Like I've back in the 80s, I was like, when there was a guy that was gay back in the 80s, 90s, and he was getting picked on, not just me, but a couple of my buddies too. We'd fucking stand up for the guy. Like, hey, leave the guy alone, man. What the fuck? And it turns out the guys who were bullying the gay guy, it turns out later on they were gay. That's a fact, man. Like, those who fucking, hey, fake, what are you doing, bud?
It's the same as today in anything. It's like the ones who scream the loudest about something are usually the guiltiest of them.
Right. I noticed the trend there. I noticed that back in the day. Right. It's like, fucking, what are you so angry about there? But
yeah, Kazoom is great. Obviously I go on Harley Dad and stuff like that, and I've wanted to work for ICE. I mean, I voted for Trump 3 times, and everyone's like, "The gay rights are going to be taken away." I'm like, I would give up. I would give a gay marriage if it means we can cut the national debt down and save a ton of money and get rid of bureaucracy. I would get rid of gay marriage. I'd be like, fuck it, take it away. I don't give a shit about it, to be honest.
Here's the thing. The gay marriage thing was a scam so that the government can make more money. It makes your life more miserable because you get courts and shit, like divorce courts. They're the ones the lawyers are the ones that win.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying.
Common law. No, there's common law, right? So what? Gay guys have been together for 10, 15 years, and then they want to split. Somebody can, if it doesn't go amicably, then you have a court issue, right?
If you want to contest property, yes, you can. In Texas, you just live together 6 months, man, woman, man, woman, woman, and you can have to split it. So,
right.
But the point is, I'm like, hey, if he wants to get rid of, if he would even said, we're getting rid of that shit, but we're going to save $1 trillion here, I'd be like, let's save the $1 trillion.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't care about.
That's how it all started, though. It all started with, they just want to get married, and a lot of people say that. They'll agree with me. Like, that's how it all started because it sounded innocent enough, and I was the same way. Like, well, why shouldn't they be just as miserable as the rest of us, right? Let them get married.
Exactly.
But it didn't stop there. It didn't stop there, did it? It just kept on going. It was on kids and stuff, man.
It was an escalation point, and then everything just went deeper and deeper off the end. And I just find it funny that the Democrat in the U.S., especially, you're fine. The Democrats in the U.S. have just continually, despite what the U.S. voted on specifically, have just doubled down on all of it even more after losing. And I'm like, wow, you guys really don't understand. Like, they have not learned a lesson at all. But yeah, and it's just funny talk. Love it. Yes. Bad Hat. Yeah, the trans cells. Yeah, the hijacking of the what used to be just a very simplistic gay community has just gone fuck wild, and I am not on board with any of it. Absolutely none of it. I have no desire for any of that. I don't associate with even the LGBT, let alone the alphabet soup now that comes after it. I don't identify with any of it. I want no part of it.
But like any minority group always gets hijacked by fucking these Marxist commie fucking college faggots and shit. And
the ones who scream the loudest.
Yeah, but it's always hijacked by people who aren't even gay. Like politicians will fucking run with it, and like it's like there's an unelected hierarchy.
It's a bureaucracy,
right? Yeah, bureaucracy, and yeah, like I said again, I know gay people who aren't on the same page as this shit. They're like, whoa, wait a minute, what the fuck? These people don't speak for me, right? Don't lump me in that category, is what they would say, right?
You're never going to find me at a gay pride parade anymore after however many. I mean, God, it's been probably a decade since I went to one, and even then, I was like, "This is commercialism." Literally, bar prices like the entry fee, they double it, and everything goes. It's just for money, and then it's just nonsensical and fucking stupid. And I'm like, I don't want to be a part of any of this. Like, this is not what I want. Like, if I want to see a guy stripping on a float and fucking a thong, well, I can just have him in my bedroom.
That's it. Right.
And 2 more people left from your chat. But that's true. I mean, why do I need to go stand on the street side to watch a float go by and pay double bar fees and shit like that? Like,
same with me with strip joints. I don't bother with that shit. Why would I do that? I just go home and fucking do that. Like, it's why pay extra money and then deal with bullshit. And there's cops outside waiting for everybody that leaves to make sure, and they'll pull you over and make sure you're not drinking and driving. Even though up here you can't even have one beer, man, without getting pinched for drinking and driving.
Yeah, and it's just a waste. It's just a charade. Like I don't get the whole, like they're getting rid of they want to make a gay pride month.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Why? What for? I'm sorry.
No, but there was a lot of trans people, and the community. I know that they don't speak for you, and a lot of other gay people too. But I'm just saying, the community was chanting, "We're here, we're queer, we're coming for your children," and they actually said this out loud. This and they were doing that in Ottawa when they were when the Save Canada or Canada First movement there with Alex and Billboard Chris and that were in Ottawa. I went to that one, and they set up. They had the permit to go to the Catholic School Board to shut down the street and have this protest outside the Catholic School Board. And then Antifa showed up. All the paid actors that came, like Dina, all showed up. All the paid shills to protest our protest, which is why I went, because I knew these goofs were going to be there and they're going to be fucking up to their usual antics, fucking smacking people around the way, throwing fucking bike locks or where the fucking bullshit they do. Right. That's why I got tired of watching it from my couch and I wanted to be there for a change. Right. And I'm looking into these guys' faces, man. And I'm staring them at the face, just empty eyes. They're very passionate and they're very passionately stupid is what they are. They're passionate about what they feel, but they don't, I don't think they actually believe the fucking shit they're saying. Because you say, okay, so you're cool with giving children, like single digit kids and before puberty, because that's why they give them puberty blockers to block puberty. So you're giving children fucking puberty blockers, and you're cool with that. Oh yeah, that's their right. Like, what? It's like, what and the flying fuck is wrong with people, man? You don't fucking do that, man. Leave the kids alone. If you want to be gay, you want to be trans, okay. Once you're 18, be what you want. You can vote. You can go chop your nuts off if you want. I don't care. I don't want to pay for it. You should pay for it yourself. Same with abortion. Pay for your own fucking abortion. Why should I pay for that?
Exactly. 100%. When you are an adult, so 18, or the U.S. has been changing some state laws where it's 19 for something, whatever. When you're an adult, if you want to make that decision, you are then technically an adult. Now, we all know now later in life, hey, when you're 18, you're still stupid as fuck.
Yep.
You're still fucking a retard. You
Absolutely.
don't know what you're doing. Your mind changes every 2 or 3 years, your interests, your likes, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But by 18, that's your decision. Go do it. But I'm sorry, someone whose balls haven't dropped, don't go chopping because you can't get them back.
No, like at least experience what it is to be a young adult, a young man or young woman before,
and then decide, hey. And if you still have that internal feeling, by all means, go for it as an adult.
Yeah,
I have no problem with that, but I'm the same thing. I'm like, dude, if you're a minor, hold, and we should not support it because life interests and change and ideas and everything are going to change later on. So just cool it.
Yeah, it's sad because it's just being pushed. It's being pushed. How would the left feel if I went to schools and started pushing, gun rights and teaching young kids like they used to in school?
Oh, you'd be fired immediately.
They used to have gun ranges. A gun range, well, it's used as a basement now, but the old school up the street for me has an old gun range in the basement where kids used to learn how to shoot 22s and pellet guns at first, and then 22s, and they'd move up.
I was a captain of our rifle squad for ROTC in high school. It was just pellets, but
cool.
I doubt that exists anymore.
Right. Exactly. That's it's flip flopped. Instead of teaching kids, there's lots of things they should be teaching kids in school, man. Like how to like financials, how to shop properly, all this life skills that they're not learning that they fucking. When they get in the real world, they don't know what the fuck's going on. You see all kinds of shit on TikTok. About, oh my God, I'm paying this much. I'm making this much, but I can't afford to fucking this. Right, because you were never taught how to be frugal for one thing.
Also, a lot of the stuff coming in the chat I see too is like, hey, and again, if you're an adult and you want to do this stuff with the trans stuff, hey, by all means, you're an adult, go for it on your own, whatever. But when it's a kid, exactly, it's like, why? And I think a lot of it, unfortunately, in the last, it's probably been a decade, but it's really only come to the forefront in the last 3-4 years.
Yeah.
But it's probably been a decade. It's more.
Well, they got their own
It's brainwashing, basically. Like, you see parents go, I have 2 trans kids. Like,
that's been pushed by the parents, right?
What the fuck?
Like
that's
celebrities
not normal.
that.
Yeah, that's not normal. Yeah. I'm sorry. That's not evolution or anything like that. That's just not normal.
No. Right? I mean, lesbian and gays have been around for a long time. The whole tranny thing, that's a whole Weimar Republic fucking nonsense, man.
James is like, as an adult, I'm tired of talking. Move on, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I know. Trust me. That's me.
And well, okay, I'll tell you something. Abortion. Like, I don't want to pay for trans surgery. I don't want to pay for abortion. Oh, but what about the rape and the incest and shit? That's a very, very tiny, minuscule fucking amount of people that ever have to have that done.
And that's a
very tiny amount.
And that's
I
a
have
whole
no problems paying
topic.
for that.
Yeah,
right?
That's a whole different situation.
Yeah, I'm not paying for that to be used as a fucking form of birth control when there's so many other ways of birth control you missed 5 steps before that.
Yeah, Planned Parenthood colleges and even high schools giving out like free condoms. So don't give us an excuse. There might be 1 or 2 that the condom breaks or something like that. Okay, whatever, it happens. But I mean, like, yeah, the if it's like rape, incest, or there was a third category. I'm trying to think of what it was right now. It's slipping my mind. Then like those, I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. I understand completely, and I would support funding that stuff. But like, just like I got pregnant yesterday, let's get rid of it. No, sorry.
Oh, here we go.
Oh God, I see it in the chat, but I'm like, oh God, which one is this?
It's the JD Vance one. I think Bad Hat sent me. I think that's the one you were talking about.
Yeah, I was like, which one is this though?
I don't know. It looks like the EU. Give me a second.
If it's
Vance is warning, Vance is warning to Europe. There we go.
It's the security one. Yeah, so good. Oh yeah, Osmond Gold. Yeah.
All right.
This dude is maybe He's a very moderate person, but he has some very sensible views.
And
He's like, yeah,
thanks
fuck
to
them.
all the gathered delegates and luminaries and media professionals, and thanks especially to the host of the Munich Security Conference for being able to put on such an incredible event. We're, of course, thrilled to be here. We're happy to be here. And, you know, one of the things that I wanted to talk about today is, of course, our shared values. And, you know, it's great to be back in Germany. As you heard earlier, I was here last year as United States Senator. I saw Foreign Secretary David Lammy and joked that both of us last year had different jobs than we have now. But now it's time for all of our countries, for all of us who have been fortunate enough to be given political power by our respective peoples, to use it wisely to improve their lives. And I want to say that, you know, I was fortunate in my time here to spend some time outside the walls of this conference over the last 24 hours. And I've been so impressed by the hospitality of the people, even as, of course, as they're reeling from yesterday's horrendous attack. And the first time
they had a crazy guy drove a truck into, I think it was like 18 people, 30 something people. I'm not really sure exactly. And he was a migrant who had been told to leave, but they didn't get rid of him. And then he killed a kid. I don't know if other people died in the process. 28. Yeah, the numbers were uncertain yesterday.
Yeah.
I was ever in Munich was with my wife, actually, who's here with me today, on a personal trip. And I've always loved the city of Munich, and I've always loved its people. And I just want to say that we're very moved, and our thoughts and prayers are with Munich and everybody affected by the evil inflicted on this beautiful community. We're thinking about you, we're praying for you, and we will certainly be rooting for you in the days and weeks to come. Now,
you know, thoughts and prayers ain't gonna fucking fix the problem.
That's not the last bit of applause that I get, but we gather at this conference, of course, to discuss security. And normally we mean threats to our external security. I see many great military leaders gathered here today. But while the Trump administration is very concerned with European security and believes that we can come to a reasonable settlement between Russia and Ukraine, and we also believe that it's important in the coming years for Europe to step up in a big way to provide for its own defense, the threat that I worry the most about vis-a-vis Europe is not Russia, it's not China, it's not any other external actor. And what I worry about is the threat from within, the retreat of Europe from some of its most fundamental values, values shared with the United States of America.
Great. Thank you.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Bro, he went there just to talk shit about him. Good. I think he's right, by the way. Completely agree with him.
Now, I was struck that a former European commissioner went on television recently and sounded delighted that the Romanian government had just annulled an entire election.
Wow.
He warned that if things don't go to plan, the very same thing could happen in Germany, too. Now, these cavalier statements are shocking to American ears. For years, we've been told that everything we find
they annulled an election? That seems a little bit,
Support is in the name of our shared democratic values. Everything from our Ukraine policy to digital censorship is billed as a defense of democracy.
Well,
but when we see European courts canceling elections and senior officials threatening to
canceling elections does not seem democratic. I'll say it. It doesn't.
Cancel others, we ought to ask whether we're holding ourselves to an appropriately high standard. And I say ourselves because I fundamentally believe that we are on the same team. We must do more than talk about democratic values. We must live them. Now, within living memory of many of you in this room, the Cold War positioned defenders of democracy against much more tyrannical forces on this continent. And consider the side in that fight that censored dissidents, that closed churches, that canceled elections. Were they the good guys? Certainly not. And thank God.
Nope. Yeah.
They lost the Cold War. They lost because they neither valued nor respected all of the extraordinary blessings of liberty. The freedom.
I think that they lost because they had to censor things. If you have to censor stuff, you've already lost the ideological battle. You've already lost. The fact that you're censoring it is your acknowledgement that you've lost. Like, you know it. Like, if there's that's it.
To surprise, to make mistakes, to invent, to build. As it turns out, you can't mandate innovation or creativity, just as you can't force people what to think, what to feel, or what to believe. And we believe those things are certainly connected. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, when I look at Europe today, it's sometimes not so clear what happened to some of the Cold War's winners. I look to Brussels, where EU commissars warn citizens that they intend to shut down social media during times of civil unrest.
Bro, this is like...
Yeah, I just want to watch the Vance thing. I don't want to listen.
This is like the first 5 minutes of V for Vendetta.
It is good commentary, but it makes it a lot longer.
I don't really want to play the guy's shit, really. Like, I don't mind.
That's insane.
Back to the fucking source of it, right?
Can you invade us, please? I don't know. No, that's too much money.
Let's scroll fast it then.
You have no choice?
Yeah,
why are people voting for this shit?
The moment they spot what they've judged to be, quote, hateful content.
So the government decides what's hateful or not, and whenever they make that decision, they decide to censor you arbitrarily.
Yeah, that's hate.
And people in Europe are okay with this? Man.
Well, look who you can't criticize.
Y'all need to throw some tea into the water or some shit. Like, you can't let this happen. Yeah, bro, you're gonna let these clowns boss you around.
Like if I say it's the Jews.
No, we're not.
Well,
then organize and get rid of them. Yeah, the people have no say. I don't know about that.
It's the Jews.
Country where police have carried out raids against citizens suspected of posting anti-feminist comments online as part of, quote, combating misogyny on the internet.
Bro, this guy just brought up Gamergate.
Bro.
I love it. Oh my fucking God. Yeah, no guns. I don't even think that it's guns. Like, I mean, Trump didn't win in 2024 because of guns. Like, nobody had to shoot anybody. If anything, I mean, I feel like we're down one, right? Because, like, they shot a Trump supporter in January 6th. So, I mean, you know, I feel like the deep state is +1. But the fact is that, like, yeah, I think I mean, y'all have elections, though, right? Like in Europe, you have elections. No? They're rigged?
Yeah, I'd say they're pretty much, yeah.
I don't know what to believe. I really don't.
A day of action. I look to Sweden, where 2 weeks ago the government convicted a Christian activist for participating in Koran burnings that resulted in his friend's murder.
There's no way that's true, right? There's no way, right? Oh my God. I'm going to tell you what the outcome of this is going to be. Eventually, one of these countries is going to get so fed up that they're going to elect somebody like Adolf Hitler again. And then when they do, we're going to have another fucking world problem. There's going to be a world level crisis because it's going to happen. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Maybe we fought the wrong enemy.
I feel like it's inevitable, right? I mean, am I fucking crazy?
Communism doesn't seem to be working out.
And as the judge in his case chillingly noted, Sweden's laws to supposedly protect free expression do not, in fact, grant, and I'm quoting, a free pass to do or say anything without risking offending the group that holds that belief.
Look at the pan faces there. They go, like, oh, yeah. Yeah, I've been thinking this, but I can't say it.
I am so glad to be an American.
Yeah, we don't have a first and second.
Not yet.
Like, I this is insane.
That's what happens when you give up your guns, guys. Don't give up your guns. Just saying.
That's so dumb. Yeah. What he said is true. Sweden is currently cooked. This is awful.
Yeah, Sweden's fucking done.
And perhaps most concerningly, I look to our very dear friends, the United Kingdom.
Oh, no.
Where the backslide away from conscience rights has placed the basic liberties of religious Britons in particular in the crosshairs. A little over 2 years ago, the British government charged Adam Smith Connor, a 51-year-old physiotherapist and an Army veteran, with the heinous crime of standing 50 meters from an abortion clinic and silently praying for 3 minutes.
Silently. She was just standing there. That's all she was doing, just standing there. And she got arrested. Brett, I'll let you in, man, but I want to listen to this, right?
Dude, like, I feel like people would be spamming if these things weren't true, right? Like, I would have probably seen it if it wasn't true. Because, like, I'm the kind of person, extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence. Right. These are extraordinary claims. This is outrageous. You have no idea how bad it really is? Oh, my God. People just ignore the evidence? Why?
Is it a fit their narrative?
What the fuck are you doing?
It's pretty big though.
I see that.
I
More my way. There you go. That's good.
We can't do anything? So is Europe just kind of like cooked?
Yeah,
not obstructing anyone, not interacting with anyone, just silently praying on his own. And after British law enforcement spotted him and demanded to know what he was praying for, Adam replied simply, it was on behalf of the unborn son he and his former girlfriend had aborted years before.
Oh, so the woman got arrested too.
Now, the officers were not moved. Adam was found guilty of breaking the government's new buffer zones law, which criminalizes silent prayer and other actions that could influence a person's decision within 200 meters of an abortion.
But you can take up a whole fucking street without a permit and pray to Allah.
Yes. Yes.
Jesus.
It gets better after this too.
Oh, I know. I'll let it go. Didn't I hit play? Yeah, I hit play.
What a shithole! Oh my God! You know, I used to criticize like places like Saudi Arabia and Dubai, but
for human rights and shit, whatever. You know.
I mean, I don't really see. It's not like a huge difference here. I feel like, what the fuck?
Facility. He was sentenced to pay thousands of pounds in legal costs to the prosecution. Now, I wish I could say that this was a fluke, a one-off crazy example of a badly written law being enacted against a single
something
person.
Unfair. Our current government in the UK has literally ignored grooming games out of fear of being called racist. It's absolutely disgraceful. There's no way it's that bad, right? Like, because the thing is, like, that's why I haven't gone hard on this, is because it's just so ridiculous. I can't even acknowledge that it's real.
So just be a racist and get it over with.
Is the example of a badly written law being enacted against a single person. But no, this last October, just a few months ago, the Scottish government began distributing letters to citizens whose houses lay within so-called safe access zones, warning them that even private prayer within their own homes may amount to breaking the law. Naturally,
right? This is England. This is Europe, man.
Scottish in Scotland, yeah. It's like,
yeah, family member rats you out for praying at the supper table. Like, holy shit, how dare you?
Propaganda.
It's kind of fucked.
Wow.
He's not wrong.
the government urged readers to report any fellow citizens suspected guilty of thought crime. And
That's
Just
literal
so you guys
Nazism.
know, George
Literal
Orwell
Nazism.
was
Report
in,
your
I think,
neighbors.
Spain or something like that in
Hey,
1936.
we're totally
He didn't
George
go over
Orwell,
to
man.
America and then write 1984. He was in Europe and he wrote it.
Yeah, we're there.
Yeah, I mean,
No,
that's
he wrote
there yet.
1984 in 1948 or 49.
We're not
The
quite
book
there
came
yet.
out
We're here.
and it was written,
Europe.
and part of it was informed in his experiences when he was in Spain in 1936. Somewhere around there.
I mean,
It could be
I'm
off by a couple of years.
I'm gonna take JD Vance on having informational knowledge of this, and due to
Britain
the vice
and
president,
across
but
Europe,
that's literal
free speech,
like,
I
Nazi
fear, is
shit.
in retreat. And in the interest of comedy, my friends, but also in the interest of truth.
I wouldn't even say it's retreat. It's
Make
repression.
comedy great again, man. Holy fuck.
Yeah, like it's crazy. Like I wonder, like I wonder what a person is like that's defending this stuff.
Okay.
It's crazy. It's hard to believe because you've been enjoying your life, not troubling yourself with this bull crap. This stuff has been going on for a long time. Cancel culture in the EU is way worse than in the US. How would they actually enforce that? Well, who cares whether you can enforce it or not? If the law is on the books and the law is bullshit, then you've got a problem, don't you?
Pretty much.
I will admit that sometimes the loudest voices for censorship have come not from within Europe, but from within my own country, where the prior administration threatened and bullied social media companies to censor so-called misinformation. Misinformation like, for example, the idea that coronavirus had likely leaked from a laboratory in China. Our own government encouraged private companies to silence people who dared to utter what turned out to be an obvious truth. So I come here today not just with an observation.
I always find it very problematic when, like, we can always question, like, 9/11, the Gulf of Tonkin, Pearl Harbor, all of these other events, the JFK assassination, but you can't ask any questions about COVID back then.
Hey, you notice that?
That's very interesting.
But with an offer.
That's a big fan of
Just
that.
as the
Big
Biden
fan of
administration seemed desperate to silence people for speaking their minds, so the Trump administration will do precisely the opposite, and I hope that we can work together on that. In Washington, there is a new sheriff in town, and under Donald Trump's leadership, we may disagree with your views, but we will fight to defend your right to offer it in the public square, agree or disagree.
Great. That's how it should be.
Not so many claps that time. Oh,
a quarter of the crowd.
He didn't like that at all.
This guy's looking over it. They're all looking
Yeah,
at
and
for a
then
reaction.
3 people clapped.
Should I clap? Should I clap? Should I be a seal? What about no? Because
Now we're at the point, of course, that the situation has gotten so bad that this December, Romania straight up canceled the results of a presidential election.
Straight up
based
canceled.
on the flimsy
I
suspicions
understand,
of an intelligence agency and enormous pressure from its continental neighbors. Now, as I understand it, the argument was that Russian disinformation had infected the Romanian elections. But I'd ask my European friends to have some perspective. You can believe it's wrong for Russia to buy social media advertisements to influence your elections. We certainly do. You can condemn it on the world stage even. But if your democracy can be destroyed with a few $100,000 of digital advertising from a foreign country, then it wasn't very strong to begin with.
Right.
What about hundreds of millions
I
of
love
dollars
this
from the
fucking guy, man.
lobby?
I really do. This is amazing.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Holy, but yes, it's so fucking true. Absolutely.
We're
He's
paying
just he's up
CBC.
there roasting him, and I love how he'll pause for applause. Oh God,
You
this
can
is
clap now.
insane.
Right? Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
Now, the good news is that I happen to think your democracies are substantially less brittle than many people apparently fear. And I really do believe that allowing our citizens to speak their mind will make them stronger still. Which, of course, brings us back to Munich, where the organizers of this very conference have banned lawmakers representing populist parties on both the left and the right from participating in these conversations.
What?
Now,
Wait,
That's
what?
the AFD.
Yeah, the AFD, yeah.
And I really do believe that allowing our citizens to speak their mind will make them stronger still. Which, of course, brings us back to Munich, where the organizers of this very conference have banned lawmakers representing populist parties on both the left and the right from participating in these conversations. Now,
what? So some parties are just not allowed?
That's it. Same here in Canada.
Same here.
The same here.
There is no right or left. It's an illusion.
Whichever.
Oh my God. This is insane. So he's even calling out the event organizers at the yeah, absolutely.
You missed my earlier.
They're trying to ban AFD. In Germany, it's the AFD because anything not left is Nazi. Holy shit!
Right? That's always the way. You're not telling the commie line. You're
now again, we don't have to agree with everything or anything that people say. But when people represent, when political leaders represent an important constituency, it is incumbent upon us to at least participate in dialogue with them.
I think he's completely right.
Wouldn't that be nice?
How do you think that, how do you think that it's a good idea to just simply go and kick anybody out who disagrees with you?
Yeah, that's how she goes here.
I don't understand that at all. They're shitty indeed. AFD is pretty dumb, though.
Well,
if they're so dumb, then have them go up there and talk, and then you'll prove them that they're stupid.
Is that like Trump kicking out the
If somebody's so fucking stupid, then just go ahead and let them talk.
Yeah, Trump's don't get me going about Trump. I'm
That's
not
it.
the biggest fan of Trump either.
Now, to many of us on the other side of the Atlantic, it looks more and more like old entrenched interests hiding behind ugly Soviet-era words like misinformation and disinformation, who simply don't like the idea that somebody with an alternative viewpoint might express a different opinion or, God forbid, vote a different way or, even worse, win an election.
Yep.
Now, this is a security conference, and I'm sure you all came here prepared to talk about how exactly you intend to increase defense spending over the next few years in line with some new target.
Nope.
And that's great, because as President Trump has made abundantly clear, he believes that our European friends must play a bigger role in the future of this continent.
Yeah, of course.
We don't think you hear this term,
I don't see a
burden
need for
sharing,
NATO anymore
but we think it's an
myself, but
important part of being in a shared alliance together, that the Europeans step up while America focuses on areas of the world that are in great danger.
Sure.
But let me also ask you, how will you even begin to think through the kinds of budgeting questions if we don't know what it is that we are defending in the first place? I've heard a lot already in my conversations, and I've had many, many great conversations with many people gathered here in this room. I've heard a lot about what you need to defend yourselves from, and of course that's important. But what has seemed a little bit less clear to me, and certainly I think to many of the citizens of Europe, is what exactly it is that you're defending yourselves for. What is the positive vision that animates this shared security compact that we all believe is so important? And I believe deeply that there is no security if you are afraid of the voices, the opinions, and the conscience that guide your very own people.
White Christian values?
Man.
Citizens, like whatever. I mean, the point is like,
Man.
you're there, you have a voice, but if they're afraid of half of those people,
This is the
Well, it
best
doesn't
VP
matter.
ever, bro. Like, it's actually crazy.
I'm not Christian. I'm
like,
flawed.
this was the biggest
I was
comeback
like,
I've
could
probably
you imagine
ever seen.
Tim Walz doing this
The
conversation?
smart politician, holy fuck. Yeah, this guy is good, man.
Walz
He's
would be a fucking train wreck.
Like when I say white Christian values, United States, Canada, we all came from Europe. Most of us were like, well, if you look at our flag, the old red ensign, it's got the Scottish, English, Irish, French, all represent. That's who built this country. It was built on Christian values, right? I mean, it's you can't. There's no way. It's the foundation of what built this place and made it great.
Christian values being ethnic cleansing and genocide, of course.
No, but you had the Portuguese, the Italians that were here. They helped build this place too. You had Germans. but mostly it was white European Christians who built this place. And it was, whether you like it or not, it is the greatest fucking civilization, I think, known to man since before whatever times that we can record it. But if it sucks so bad, why does everybody want to live here?
Because bombs aren't going to fall here tomorrow.
Not yet. But
Yeah,
they're working on it.
why.
They're working on it.
That's why.
Yeah, there's pagan Christian. No, but like that's the thing, because we have like Canada has a constitution, the United States has a constitution. You don't have to believe in God. You can be gay, you can be non-believer, and still live a productive life, and still have a say, and still run for office if you want to.
Yeah, way to call me out there again, Obi. Way to call
No,
me
I
out.
wasn't pointing at you for that, man. I was just saying, like you don't have to be a Christian. You don't have to be straight. When I say Christian values, that just goes back to like basically to me, it's the golden rule. It's the KISS principle, golden rule. Like get back to basics. Like this is how towns were built. You know, everybody, it didn't matter what religion you were. Everybody used the same church. There was always that one hall in the middle of the fucking town. Everybody shared. And like again, going back to the Halifax explosion, didn't matter what religion you were, man. Everybody's helping each other out. We tend to do that.
Yeah, it's called community, and whether you're like I grew up Christian, I don't practice. Like I'll consider myself Christian, but at the same time, I'm like I do think you can look at the 10 Commandments and go, you know what, that's a pretty decent overall average just way to live life.
Yeah.
Do not steal, do not kill, do not covet,
Yeah,
do not cheat,
yeah,
do not lie, do
yeah.
not. Yeah, it's like it's still a great, just basic kind of guideline that if people live by that general standard.
But most of us we all kind of agreed, you know, but we didn't all agree on everybody's book. We didn't all agree on, oh, they're Catholic. Oh, those guys are weird. You know, your Protestants, Catholics, that they're still fucking, you know, but whatever. But we could all work together to form a common goal, which was Canada, United States. And that's pretty self-explanatory. But in the last little while, man, like communism's been creeping in and creeping in even harder now. And then now we're looking at censorship, and people can't even stand outside and silently pray. How do you know they're praying? How do you know they're just standing there having a fucking moment because they're having an anxiety attack or something? Like, we've gone beyond the pale, man. Anyway, I'm going to shut the fuck up. I'm going to listen to this. I'm sad that I'd rather have this speech without Buddy Boy commentating in the bottom, because we're bad enough as it is. So,
well, just kind of scroll past and skip.
I can't because I got to wait for. It's just easier to let it go. I'll just let it go. How long is this? Yeah, we're almost through it.
He's dissing the entire EU government from the stage. Yeah, and they have to sit in the audience. This man is the next president. I mean, I'll tell you, I would vote for him for sure. Like, I like him a lot. I think he's great.
Europe faces many challenges, but the crisis this continent faces right now, the crisis I believe we all face together, is one of our own making. If you're running in fear of your own voters, there is nothing America can do for you, nor for that matter is there anything that you can do for the American people who elected me and elected President Trump. You need democratic mandates to accomplish anything of value in the coming years. Have we learned nothing that thin mandates produce unstable results? But there is so much of value that can be accomplished with the kind of democratic mandate that I think will come from being more responsive to the voices of your citizens.
Yeah, I think it's pretty obvious that people are being suppressed. And he's making the U.S. looking an idiot from our perspective. America will stand alone in 4 years. Really? Because, like, I bet there's a lot of people in Europe that listen to this and they agree. And I feel like the more, truck drivers that go in the crowds that happen, like, I feel like the only reason why people in Europe wouldn't agree in this is because Europe has tried to carefully construct a media apparatus that actively deceives people of what's really happening.
This guy with his truck's got to move his fucking truck, man.
I feel like that's the only case and the only explanation for why something like this would happen. Bullshit? Well, it's not though, right?
Yeah,
because like they don't report a lot of these things. They report them in misleading ways. They don't report on whether somebody is a migrant or not. Somebody who's trying to push a narrative like that and talk about it gets arrested. I mean, I don't know. I've seen all of Europe. Well, no, that's a great point. That's a great point. All of the places in Europe don't do all of these things, but there's enough of them to where there's a problem. The immigrants are American haters and they're going to take over the whole Europe within a few years. I don't know.
Okay, my time.
It just, I mean, like from my perspective, it seems like Europe, like this is me, like as an American, what the fuck do I know, right? And I'm sure it's Europeans that are like, oh, America is like this or that, and I'm like, that's stupid. So if you're a European, you think that's fine. I feel like Europe is like massively fucking censored. And I think the government is.
You're just
like,
noticing now.
totally
I've been noticing this
pushing
for years
this.
now, man. Holy shit! Bro.
And I don't even understand like what their end game is behind it.
It's the globalist agenda.
If you're going to enjoy competitive economies, if you're
It's
going,
like, in my opinion, I feel like
they don't care
if
about
you can't
sovereignty,
have
they
free
want no borders.
expression and the free, like the free marketplace of ideas, you can't have anything. You can't build off of anything. You can't plan anything. You can't base anything off of reality at all. So, like, if you don't have that, you don't have anything. And I can't see another way around that. Especially whenever they use like terms that are so loose and they just apply it to people that they disagree with. You're incredibly uninformed. I mean, I don't know. I mean, he gave a lot of examples, and I don't think that you would agree with those examples, right? I mean, unless maybe they didn't happen. Maybe he's all lying. There are 30 governments. What are you talking about? Yeah, I know. Obviously, like every government isn't the same. I'm saying the ones that are doing it are bad. Yeah, of course. I mean, logically, of course, that's what I would be saying.
to enjoy affordable energy and secure supply chains, then you need mandates to govern, because you have to make difficult choices to enjoy all of these things. And of course, we know that very well in America. You cannot win a democratic mandate by censoring your opponents or putting them in jail.
Yeah,
whether that's the leader of the opposition, a humble Christian praying in her own home, or a journalist trying to report the news.
Yeah.
Humble Christian praying in.
Nor can you win one by disregarding your basic electorate on questions like who gets to be a part of our shared society. And of all the pressing challenges that the nations represented here face, I believe there is nothing more urgent than mass migration.
Yes.
Today.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, what was that again? Back on the for a second?
That they're causing.
Uh-oh.
What did he say?
Mass migration.
Mass migration.
What? Wait, I heard
Today.
that. What? What? No.
Your basic electorate on questions like who gets to be a part of our shared society. And of all the pressing challenges that the nations represented here face, I believe there is nothing more urgent than mass migration. Today.
Uh-oh.
He's like, uh-oh.
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's being done on purpose by design.
He went there. Yep.
Yeah, it is. Man. By NGOs.
Oh, geez.
Today, almost 1 in 5 people living in this country moved here from abroad. That is, of course, an all-time high. It's a similar number, by the way, in the United States, also an all-time high.
Bringing that cheap
The number of immigrants who entered the EU from non-EU countries doubled between 2021 and 2022 alone.
What the fuck?
I wonder if maybe like
Holy
not bombing
shit.
and sanctioning their countries
And
might
of course,
help.
it's gotten much higher since.
Yeah,
And we know the situation, it didn't materialize in a vacuum. It's the result of a series of conscious decisions made by politicians all over the continent and others across the world over the span
Is
of a
it
decade.
just Ukraine? Oh, if it's just Ukraine, then that would make sense. Yeah.
We saw the horrors wrought by these decisions yesterday in this very city. And of course, I can't bring it up again without thinking about the terrible victims who had a beautiful winter day in Munich ruined. Our thoughts and prayers are with them and will remain with them. But why did this happen in the first place? It's a terrible story, but it's one we've heard way too many times in Europe and unfortunately too many times in the United States as well. an asylum seeker, often a young man in his mid-20s, already known to police, rams a car into a crowd and shatters a community.
Well, they told him to leave too, right? Like he had deportation orders or his asylum had been denied.
Yeah.
And they just said, all right, well, there it is. We'll figure it out.
Well, hey, there's guys in jail for putting up stickers and
his asylum had been asylum had been denied, but he had been allowed to stay.
And then there's foreign rapists and murderers that are out on bail. They're given community service. Yeah, the fucking list goes on, man.
How many times must we suffer these appalling setbacks before we change course and take our shared civilization in a new direction?
Shared civilization.
No
What
voter
civilization
on
would
this
that be?
continent went to the ballot box to
Sure.
open the floodgates to millions of unvetted immigrants. But you know what they did vote for? In England, they voted for Brexit, and agree or disagree, they voted for it. And more all over Europe, they're voting for political leaders who promise to put an end to out-of-control migration.
They were never asked.
Now, I happen to agree with a lot of these concerns, but you don't have to agree with me. I just think that people care about their homes, they care about their dreams, they care about their safety and their capacity to provide for themselves and their children. And they're smart. I think this is one of the most important things I've learned in my brief time in politics. Contrary to what you might hear a couple mountains over in Davos, the citizens of all of our nations don't generally think of themselves as educated animals or as interchangeable cogs of a global economy.
We can make it in the real world. You guys can't because you're fucking...
No
you're on the
fucking
welfare
way.
system. Every politician is a welfare fucking recipient. They're parasites.
Bro. He watched Sam's video. That's the exact vocabulary Sam Hyde
They've been watching
used.
a lot of our fucking stuff, man, on the right over here, right?
Oh my God. Yeah, he did? Yeah. Jesus.
And it's hardly surprising that they don't want to be shuffled about or relentlessly ignored by their leaders. And it is the business of democracy to adjudicate these big questions at the ballot box.
Well,
I believe that dismissing
we're ready to hang
people,
you.
dismissing their concerns, or worse yet, shutting down media, shutting down elections, or shutting people out of the political process protects nothing. In fact, it is the most surefire way to destroy democracy. And speaking up and expressing opinions isn't election interference.
I thought he was
even when people express views outside your own country, and even when those people are very influential. And trust me, I say this with all humor. If American democracy can survive 10 years of Greta Thunberg scolding, you guys can survive a few months of Elon Musk. But what German democracy, what no democracy, American, German, or European will survive is telling millions of voters that their thoughts and concerns, their aspirations, their pleas for relief are invalid or unworthy of even...
It's not even invalid. It's illegal. You can't even have these opinions. You can't express them.
being considered. Democracy rests on the sacred principle that the voice of the people matters.
Oh, boy.
There's no room for firewalls. You either uphold the principle or you don't. Europeans, the people, have a voice. European leaders have a choice. And my strong belief is that we do not need to be afraid of the future. You can embrace what your people tell you, even when it's surprising.
Okay, Europeans have a voice. Canadians have a, no, we don't actually. But when you overpopulate and when you bring in 1 million people from a different country with different values, and they also have a voice, and they can also vote, and they can also, then you're taking away from the voice of the people who built this place, man. Just saying.
Even when you don't agree. And if you do so, you can face the future with certainty and with confidence, knowing that the nation stands behind each of you. And that, to me, is the great magic of democracy. It's not in these stone buildings or beautiful hotels. It's not even in the great institutions that we have built together as a shared society. To believe in democracy is to understand that each of our citizens has wisdom and has a voice. And if we refuse to listen to that voice, even our most successful fights will secure very little.
Yeah, we're not all retarded over here.
As Pope John Paul II.
Yeah, I think that's true. I mean, like, and if people can't even vote, they don't even let certain parties into the elections or into these like conventions or conferences. Like, that's nuts, man. Jesus.
My view, one of the most extraordinary champions of democracy on this continent or any other once said, "Do not be afraid. We shouldn't be afraid of our people, even when they express views that disagree with their leadership."
You should be afraid.
Thank you all. Good luck to all of you. God bless you.
Because when you're tired,
man,
you're afraid.
Man.
That's enough of that.
Yeah,
no.
I mean, I'm sorry. Again, imagine Tim Walz trying to stand there and do that speech for Kamala Harris. They'd be absolute buffoons. That was a good speech, and I just love roasting EU leaders right to their faces.
Bullshit that was.
Foxy hangs around the Champagne Seafood Bar.
The Trump administration just kicked out the Associated Press because they kept referring to it as the Gulf of Mexico instead of the Gulf of America.
They're also rotating.
The only reason TikTok is allowed back is because they promised to crack down on the Free Palestine stuff and not allow the from the river to the sea Palestine will be free.
They're also rotating press because they're allowing in thousands of individual independent journalists in. So the AP may have just been removed that day. So when you're looking at headlines, he just said something in the speech, and someone said it too in the chat, I believe, how they misword titles. Because if you look at, I believe it was CNN or MSNBC, a clip came up of the speech where it says, VP Vance downplays Russia or China's significance. And Louis, you just listened to the speech. He did not. He just said the biggest threat might not be those two. He didn't downplay it. He literally only said them once in that whole speech, but their whole article title was downplays the threat of Russia. Like, that's fear mongering. That's fear mongering and absolute bullshit lies.
Hi, how are you?
If you notice, it's the exact same rhetoric and attitudes that was in pre-war Germany. Blame the commies, blame the immigrants, blame a certain ethnicity. You're seeing the censorship.
Did a guy in Munich not just run over people and he got a truck and decided to drive into a crowd of people? That's called terrorism.
I see patterns. I can't help but notice. I notice things and I see patterns and things, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's called a pattern. Pattern, like profiling. People say profiling is bad. Profiling.
No, often though, Brett, man. No, listen.
Works.
No, I had this argument before, and it's old and it's fucking stupid. It's absolutely retarded argument. Like, you have our population is dwindling. We need to bring in more people. Okay, bring in more people. What about white South Africans? What about people from Norway? Oh, it's racist to bring in white people. We got to bring in more brown people who commit more rape and commit more crimes. Oh, but we already have white people that do it here. There's crazy white Christians that do all this shit.
You literally already said.
No, they go on about the priests, they go on about the fucking Catholic priests back in the 80s and 70s, whatever. And I know that's a thing.
Have you ever heard of Bountiful BC?
Okay, so why invite more of that?
Still white Christians doing underage shit, polygamy, etc.
Bringing in more of that sounds like putting gasoline on the fire. But we need immigrants. But we're going to pour some gasoline on the fire, though. So we have a little fire over here. But it is all right. We have fire to control. We want this fire to be bigger. It's fucking retarded.
I have to also speak over myself again as a openly gay man who gives two fucks about any of the LGBT2 alphabet soup nonsense.
Yeah.
I immigrated my first husband. We're still working on divorce, and my partner now that I've been with for 5 years is also a legal immigrant. He's a U.S. citizen now from El Salvador. I don't care where you come from.
Trump.
I could give a shit, because if you do things the right way, you abide by laws, and you also integrate.
Yes. That's key word.
That's the key thing. Integration. You have these people that stick in the sex. Like my first, well, technical husband, my first ex, they are very a tight knit group where they literally just speak their own language. And so I wonder why his English never got better, because I talked to him now after like 4 years. I'm like, wow, you sound exactly the same. I'm like,
do you know any Polish people?
Integrate at all.
Polish people do that as well.
Well, no, I know
there
are definitely sections of these people. Like you look at Latinos, which again, I'm with them.
They refuse to integrate, and they're encouraged not to integrate.
But they also can at least gain the value system to a degree, and the thing of the country that they're
living in. We're talking about the repercussions of the actual problems, though. Chris, you even said earlier you knew and understood. You knew and understood that this whole immigration crisis was being caused and done on purpose, right? It's not by accident. My girlfriend's an American, and their own government was telling people in other countries how to come here and make a refugee claim, which isn't illegal, by the way. Crossing a border and making a refugee claim, not illegal. It starts a process, and I'm not saying it's not a loophole that's being taken advantage of, but it's not illegal
to do it.
So, like you were saying before, the wording and language does matter.
You don't go through Roxham Road to do it. You can come here the right way, but you don't go through Roxham Road. You don't go illegally enter the country.
Do you know why these laws exist?
Then you've already broken the law. No, you've automatically broken the law. If you come here illegally, I don't care. If you want to come here and be a refugee or whatever fucking status,
that's what the law says. Read the law.
You across the border, you sneak off the boat, you're being sneaky about it. Now you've broke the law. Now you're automatically a criminal. You got something to hide, man.
Not if you make a claim to asylum. It's not illegal at all. Well, that's not only international law, that's our own domestic laws in Canada and the U.S. I know because I've read them.
Go to the side door or go around the back if you want, but you're still knocking on the fucking door to come in.
So I can't speak specifically to the Canadian law. Obviously, I'm not a Canadian expert. The U.S. law, for instance, on specifically one refugee, one is a program, but asylum, you have to claim asylum at the nearest country with a U.S. embassy.
Right.
So when people cross an ocean or go 7 countries
to get
to the U.S. border, that's not working the way it's supposed to be.
Makes no sense. I'm not saying it's not a loophole. It's a loophole that's being taken advantage of. Absolutely.
It's not a loophole. It's in the fucking law.
Right.
It's in the law.
The only way that you can make a claim to asylum and refugee is if you're standing foot in that country, and crossing the border any way possible and making that claim is technically not illegal.
Well,
that
we have to split refugee and asylum. There's a little bit of it. There's a little bit of a difference
right now. We were involved, and we would let Americans come up to get away from fucking getting killed, right? If Canada had a civil war right now, and the United States saying, "Well, we're staying out of it, but we'll make money off of it." But anyways, Canada was having
a big way to solve all this.
Going in the States, they would let us go because they technically have to, because they're the next fucking border that we have to cross.
Bombing and sanctioning their countries. If you want cheaper gas and you want less migrants if you want cheaper gas and less migrants from South America, lift the sanctions on Venezuela. If you lift the sanctions on Venezuela and they can get their oil to a free market like the capitalism says it should be able to, then you would have way less migrants from South America and you would have cheaper gas. Same as if you lift the sanctions on Iran, lift the sanctions on Russia. These major gas producing countries can get their oil to market.
You just went to me going, yes, I 100% we should not be interfering with other people's issues or problems. You know what? People voted those countries. Let them figure shit out. Sorry, if you're a 20-year-old male claiming asylum in another country, stay there, fix your shit. Fight for your country like other countries have done in the past. Sorry, grow a pair, fucking have a backbone.
Hold on.
But
America doesn't. How the hell do you think your country came into being? How do you think the U.S. came into being?
Because people
was it because those Europeans just stayed in their country and fixed their shit, or were they looking for a new start somewhere else?
People stood up and fought. People stood up and fought for the country and their beliefs and their rights and what they wanted, the provision of the country.
People did that.
Listen. I was talking about this the other day. A lot of guys who fought in the British Army or any military who fought and went through at least one campaign or the stretch, they are entitled to land. Guess where that land was? Like, you could get bought out and go live in England or France or where the fuck you want to live. or you can take a plot of land in the United States or Canada. And a lot of guys like who are officers, and even I think it was from sergeant up, could get a nice fucking like 4 acres in the Maritimes or Wisconsin or along the eastern seaboard, obviously. But yeah, that's how. And a lot of those names are still on names of streets and shit too. There's towns.
My great grandparents were refugees that came from Romania. They were given land in northern Alberta to farm.
Again, I'm looking at America does need to stay out of other countries' problems. And I'm sorry, if you look at fact checking, the only time that war was not started or around the world, however, it was under Trump's first term. That was the first time in decades a war had not been started anywhere. It was under Trump. Now he's trying to figure this out. But I agree. We need to pull out of these other conflicts with these other countries. But when you lost me when you said stop sanctions on Iran, when Biden gave them $400 billion, when Biden gave them sanctions, gave them $400 billion, but he gave it to them. What happened?
No, he didn't. That he returned it to them because it was their money.
He
that the U.S. confiscated.
But what happened?
The U.S. confiscated that money. It wasn't the American taxpayer.
Palestine attacked Israel with that money funneled through channels. Don't give me this bullshit. No, this is why we held the money back.
Palestine and Israel, man.
This is why we held the
those
money
guys, listen,
back.
those guys have been killing each other for fucking
organization.
Hamas. They're gonna keep killing each other until there's more.
It's a never-ending story. It's a never-ending story. It's like some African countries going back and forth all the time, just constantly fucking battling against each other. It's a constant thing.
Give a fuck about these countries, man.
Do you want the difference? The only difference there is between the right and the left is the propaganda they are exposed to, and you can tell that the people who are identifying as a right are getting exposed to a lot of propaganda.
But you just said it's not their money. It wasn't our money to hold. It was their money. So then it wasn't your money. Right? It was released, and then all of a sudden Hamas had all this money to create rockets and bombs, and it's amazing
so you don't,
the timeline if you look at it.
That's what
so you don't know. You don't know. You don't know that Hamas was actually a creation and backed into power by Israel. That Netanyahu would give them briefcases and boxes full of money and weapons.
That's what I'm saying. It's a circle jerk. I don't give a fuck about it.
There literally would be no such thing as Hamas if it wasn't for Israel.
We need to keep out of this stuff, but I'm not supporting giving Iran
that's
fucking
not their
money.
job. That's the United States. You want to know what the United States is? A great big ranch between Canada and Mexico that Israel uses to fight their wars for them. That's what the U.S. is now. The job of the president, you want to know what Obama and Trump have overwhelmingly in common?
Exactly.
Trump and Obama both sell the bullshit. That is the president of the United States job. Sell the bullshit to the people.
Obama definitely. But can I get
the same way.
Can I get a description of what Canada is then?
Yeah, give her. I want to hear it.
Go ahead and try.
I need to hear it.
Oh, listen. No, go listen. I want to hear what Ben's going to say. Go on, man.
I'm listening.
No, I said you gave a description of what the U.S. is. So I said, give me a description of what Canada
go ahead. I thought you were going to say.
No, you have a great. You had a description of what the U.S. is, so I wanted to hear your description of then what Canada's purpose is.
Oh, you wanted to hear me say what I think.
You just gave a description of what the U.S. is. So,
no, sure. Canada, what we do. We are the country that every other country gets their raw materials from to make products to sell us back at a freaking exponentially increased rate. That's what we are. We're like Costco to the world, where everybody else gets their materials and raw products from to make their products, and then they sell it back to us at inflated prices.
And isn't Canada one of the most taxed countries in the world?
Oh, fuck, bud. You have no idea. My wife's a bookkeeper.
So that money is going to great use. The money is going to great use. Someone's pocketing that shit. Someone's pocketing.
Absolutely. No.
I mean, that's a politician, though. Everywhere around the world. It doesn't matter what country.
Your government's
politicians are fucking corrupt.
But
politicians are corrupt.
At least your guys, they're better actors about it. Not all of them. Some of them don't even fucking hide it anymore. But you can thank the internet for that. But these guys are all actors, and they're bad ones, and they can't even fucking lie. Like, and when they do, it doesn't matter. They know they're untouchable, and now they know that. So now they're doing whatever the fuck they want, like trample people's heads with horses and shit, man. Holy fuck!
The ones who, like we said earlier, the ones who scream the loudest usually are the guiltiest of them all. So, like, you look at, we're going to audit all these agencies and find where this money's going to, and I was like, you can't do that. It's because their kickbacks are disappearing all of a sudden.
Did you agree or disagree with my take on Canada there?
I can see. I know. Obviously, Canada is full of natural resources. I've been to Canada multiple times. I've worked up in Canada, in northern Alberta, in Bonneville. I like Canada. I have no problem with Canada. I don't like Trudeau. It seems like a fucking douchebag. But at the same time, same in the U.S. We export a fuck ton of shit too, but we don't take money back because, unfortunately, the U.S. likes to give way too much money away.
Yeah, so is Canada.
Yeah, that's why I say when you talk about efficiency, like with the Doge thing, the ones who scream the loudest about that type of thing going on are usually the most corrupt ones of them all, because they're the ones who are seeing their kickback go away.
I heard you talking about that earlier, actually, and it's complete bullshit, because without an audit of the Pentagon and examining all the money that's going into the alphabet agencies, it's completely pointless. I follow a number of American channels. Some I'm more involved in with others, and they've been talking about that a lot. The one channel I follow, she ran for Congress in Florida, was she running for Congress or Senate or whatever it was? Jen Perlman. She's great. They've been talking a lot about that, about how all this posturing and this appearances that they're putting on with all this investigation into wasteful spending. They're not talking anything about the letter agencies, the Pentagon, nothing like that. And if you're not doing that,
they already audited the Pentagon. They already did.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. The Pentagon was blowing through billions of dollars at the end of a term because otherwise that money has to get returned. So they would blow it. They literally found the Pentagon was buying $1,300 coffee mugs to blow money.
Oh, we got the same thing.
It's already been done. So you're a reporter.
Basically, what I'm saying is, the United States is a big fucking rotten apple full of worms. Canada's a fucking big rotten apple full of fucking worms, rotten to the core. And I wish fucking Neil was here, man, because he had a good analogy to this. It's like when you have apple that's rotten to the core and it's full of worms, it just decomposes and becomes a new fucking tree altogether. So it's like it has to fucking decompose and just collapse. And then it starts new.
Yeah, and that's the whole kind of not.
He said it way better than I.
I get your idea. And Trump's not trying to see when you see 30 mainstream liberal media things and all the YouTubers going constitutional crisis, it's just literally a talking point that got emailed to everyone.
Fuzzy, get on here.
Promote this, because it's a nonsense statement. Elon Musk has no power. He's just saying, hey, this is what it's been spent on. It's up to Trump or the agent.
No, sir.
No. You see, here you go. You're listening to too much mainstream news. Elon Musk has no power to fire anyone. And
dude,
the point is,
you don't know where I get my information from, so don't assume or act like I do. Okay?
If you take a look, you just didn't know the Pentagon had been already audited.
If you take a look at the people that Trump had by him at his inauguration, and you listen to the speech that he gave the World Economic Forum, did you hear him at the World Economic Forum addressing Davos?
I listened to most of it, yes.
Okay, it didn't set off any kind of red flags where he wants to start producing these massive artificial intelligence plants with their own power stations that are off grid. So even if their gas pipelines get blown up in a terrorist attack,
that was JD Vance that said that also.
No, it was Trump. I know because I clipped it and posted it to my channel.
Well, I know JD Vance also did another economic forum in Europe. Just like
I clipped Trump saying it to Davos.
I'm saying JD Vance also reiterated the same thing.
Don't tell me what I heard and didn't hear.
I'm just saying JD Vance also reiterated.
Don't you find it
that means
interesting?
re-speak, recopy. if you don't know what the reiterated
just
means.
so you know, by the way, I'm not a right or a left. I hate the liberals as much as I hate the conservatives, like all of that, right? But if you hear and you listen to the rhetoric, a lot of the Republicans, conservatives,
rhetoric, left-leaning speech, mainstream rhetoric. There's no rhetoric. He's just saying, this is what I'm going to do. That's not rhetoric. That's I'm doing
rhetoric. Do you even know the definition of rhetoric?
Rhetoric is an overused term by the left.
I'm sorry that I use words that like are buzzwords.
What we're doing right now.
If you listen,
I just laugh at this.
If you listen to the rhetoric and the language, right, that comes from the conservatives, Republicans, whatever, they talk a lot about how the Democrats and the left have all these billionaires behind them, right? And it's all the billionaires are the ones well, guess what is happening with your freaking conservative Republican side as well? It's the same shit, man.
You do realize all the celebrities are a lot of the celebrities. I won't say most. A lot of celebrities that supported Kamala Harris. The DNC spokeswoman came out and said, "Oh, they were paid for that endorsement," which is not illegal by any means under the the whole.
You totally missed the forest for the trees there, bud. You completely missed the forest for the trees.
Hold on. I'll help you both out with an example here. So the term for left-wing and right-wing rhetoric that mean basically the same thing. Left-wing is, oh, we need to welcome in more refugees. That's left-wing talking point on most of the time. Right-wing, oh, we need more nurses. We need to bring in more nurses. They both want to increase that immigration, but they both say it in a different way, but they're doing the same thing. And that's an example of how the rhetoric changes for the propaganda of what they want.
It depends on which way you're talking about, illegal or actual legal, I guess, too.
Well, no, because bringing in refugees.
Again, missing the forest.
So technically it's both legal, but it's their target audience.
See, I'm not sure how many Canadians know that it was the conservatives that actually brought in the temporary foreign worker program here, which saw government subsidies going to corporations and businesses for them to bring in migrant workers so they could pay them less, which drove up the cost of housing and drove down wages. It made housing less affordable, less available, brought in a bunch of migrant workers. This was a conservative started thing with Jason Kenney and Stephen Harper. They did all that. We're seeing the repercussions of it now, and the liberals have obviously exacerbated the situation. I'm not sure if you know the meaning of that word, but
and the foreign worker program, they're also supplementing the government.
I wasn't talking to you, Chris. I
feel exacerbated right now.
Guy up here because
after I'm done shoveling, I'm gonna feel exacerbated.
Look, I mean, either way, whatever you think about it, the point is, if someone's going to sit down and go, "Hey, we're going to take care of this shit. We're going to try to bring this under control and figure it out," and everyone's been talking about they need to do certain things like this. And what is the problem that people have all of a sudden?
No,
it's been 3 weeks. It's been literally like 3.5 weeks.
Are your groceries down in price?
Yeah, there we go. I can tell he watches liberal media only because
I'm asking you a question.
I know. I'm telling you the answer. You watch liberal media only because that was literally their talking point.
I asked you if your groceries were lower in price, and you say respond with you watch liberal media.
This is the whole point. You need to hear the full answer. It's been 3.5 weeks. Guess what? It's amazing.
It's a yes or no answer. Yes, my groceries are less expensive. No, they're not less expensive.
When you shut down a conversation, you just listened to what JD Vance said. So you shut the fuck up. When it's amazing. The economy was so great under Joe Biden. No problems. None at all. The economy was the best it's ever been. 3.5
Are your groceries cheaper or not?
Complaining that prices haven't gone down
really
yet.
Simple.
3.5 weeks.
So that's a no. They haven't.
Yeah, I'm not. You know what? Hey, Hobie, Have a great day with your lefties over here. I'm gonna go.
I'm listening to you guys. I was letting you guys fucking go.
I'll see you tonight, maybe on my stream if you want to come on. Just don't bring the
hey,
guy
listen,
on.
I'm not a left or a right. I'm sorry you can't answer a simple question.
You're not putting a link. Holy fuck, man! I want a link for fuck's sakes. I don't know. If
it's a simple question. Are your groceries less expensive now? Simple question.
And
his response was, I can tell you watch liberal media.
You keep getting so passionate about the obvious, and fucking, we all know what the problem is. And no, you're just like beating a dead horse, man.
That dude was a fucking.
And again, I care more about Canada. We're mostly a Canadian panel here. Hobie is. I know we had friends in Germany and Netherlands and Australia and the States and
Spain,
Scotland,
and Palestine.
Well, no, really,
people all over the world.
No, they're all white for some weird reason.
No, and by the way, the whole white Christian values thing that you guys were talking about earlier, or whatever. This atheist does not stand with those.
You don't think there's a concerted effort to eliminate the white?
I'll stand with the indigenous people.
No, I'm just asking you a question. You don't think that there's a concerted effort to eliminate white people from the gene pool? I just asked.
No, of course not.
I repeated myself twice.
No, of course not. Don't be ridiculous. But I definitely don't agree with the genocide.
Let me get this straight. So you do not believe that there's a concerted effort to eliminate the Caucasian white man, white woman,
definitely not,
off the face of the fucking gene pool, right?
Definitely not.
Or to interbreed, at least, right? Yeah, which is the same thing.
No, if anything, the most dangerous people on planet Earth are white right-wing Christians. That's
how the fuck do you get that logic?
You might not agree with my speech, but you'll defend my right to say it, right?
No, that sounds like something we would have thought of as heavy metalers. If you want to go see a rock band back in the 80s and that Christian group, they bite head on back and they're all indigenous people.
What makes them a threat?
Nobody kills and bombs and annihilates more people on planet Earth annually than white people.
Oh, because we're better at it?
I wouldn't say that. You're equating white people to governments.
So
governments aren't a singular race.
Doing the
people with the money. It's not white
all
people.
About the people that have. People have got not.
We're 7% of the population.
All this war needs to be, and they don't want us to see that. It's what they keep wanting us under their foot.
There's wars going on everywhere that people kill each other.
Don't want us.
There's over 145 wars going on right now.
It's failing to be acknowledged that people in other countries also get propaganda, right? Like if you control, because the people that control the media here, they control media in other countries and other continents too.
Listen,
right?
I think I got something. Hey, listen, wanker. Don't fucking come on my fucking panel and my chat and tell me to shut the fuck up. I've been giving Brett lots of chances to talk, man. I'll let him talk. But we both got fucking things to say, and we got to stop talking over each other. But if you're going to come into the fucking chat and say, I love Brett, shut up. First of all, fuck you. Brett's all right. I don't need his fucking little butt buddies coming over.
I haven't been watching chat.
Shit. I know you can unmute yourself, but like, fuck wanker. He's a wanker. Fuck him.
I haven't watching. I don't know who that is. I don't.
I'm not
really
having
care.
my
all I'm allowed to tell Chris to shut the fuck up.
Right? You know what? I'm gonna fucking mute myself right now. You characters just fucking go at it.
I was just saying, other countries, other continents, they get propaganda too, right? So that's what I was talking about earlier with these people in like South America and stuff. Like the U.S. government was literally going into forums like on Facebook and stuff and telling them how to do it and come here, because all of this migrant crisis has all been manufactured to get.
Well, it wasn't just the U.S. government. That's
exactly like y'all have. Sorry?
It wasn't just the U.S. government. It was a coalition of several different governments, NGOs.
Yeah.
So you can say Canada, U.S., Israel are the main
100%.
main ones, and then in Europe you've got a whole plethora.
Yeah, UK,
you've got the
Germany,
Swedish,
France, yes.
whatever. Fuck, what's that? I can't remember. They're the big Jewish family there. They support
every country you've named is run by Zionazis. Like they're all Zios, right?
Yeah,
it's that's
yeah,
the
but it's
infiltrating.
not the Christians that are right wing Christians that are the most dangerous.
Ooh, but they are though.
No, the only danger they have is going back to the 90s where they have this fucking moral panic that's not even in line with their own fucking book.
If it wasn't for the evangelical Christians in the U.S., the Israel lobby would not have the power that it has. The rich white evangelical Christians, they're more freaking Zios.
They're more Catholic than Christians.
No, the Catholics. The Catholics are more opposed to the whole Jew thing.
No, the New Testament that the Christians are supposed to follow.
That's my experience.
Literally states not to like the Jews in the New Testament.
But that's my experience with a lot of Catholics. They hold on to the whole Jews killed Christ thing a lot more, right? So it's these Zionist Christians are extremely dangerous, and they keep propping up the war machine.
Well, it's not just Zionist Christians. You're looking at Zionist Christians, atheists.
I'm
Catholics,
an atheist.
Muslims, and they're all Zionists.
Yeah, because
Zionist
is
an
political
parties.
ideology, not a religion.
Yes.
But it's more like a cult, really.
Yeah, well,
but they're extremist in nature, though, right? Because they believe that the whole Jews back in the Holy Land brings the second coming of Christ, rapture, craziness. Like they're,
but they don't want that, though.
But they do. No, that is what they want.
Some do, but they're not following their book.
That's how they think that their Jesus is coming back to earth, is by them doing that, right? They need this rapture. So
yeah, but they're not following their own book, though. Like,
I agree.
That's the problem. and then if you want to go even further, they don't even know what their original book was, because they've had 3 reformations, all incorporating pagan beliefs to make them literally more docile.
But I'm an
because you literally had 1,000 years of the Christian zealots in Europe that were basically no different than the hardcore left-wing university teachers that'll scream in your face and start beating you.
Well, like that's what I was getting at with the freaking American guy there, where it's like if people just stayed and fought for their country to change things, then all those white Europeans that came here to escape all that would have just stayed home and fought for their own country, right? Like they wouldn't have came to North America and ethnically cleansed and genocided the indigenous population here. So
no, you're talking at 2 different eras. You're equating like World War I era, where a lot of the Europeans fled, to the old settlement, which is way beyond that. We're talking like 500 years ago, where they didn't come here because they were fleeing. They came here because they wanted a better chance. It was the explorers mentality,
So everybody, by your logic, then everybody that came through Ellis Island was just a big upstanding citizen. No criminals came through. Nobody that was running from the law came. No white dudes that were escaping law, that were murderers or rapists or anything like that. None of them came through Ellis Island.
What is it? 19.
Come on. It's not realistic.
1908. Somewhere in the early 1900s. Do you know how many fucking Polish fucking communists came to Canada? 80,000.
Sorry, you look at what they did to the Irish. They're white Christian.
No, they were Protestants. Well, the Protestants and the Catholics fucking hated each other.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying they're white.
It's like saying all of Islam is a singular thing. Same with all Jews are a singular thing. Well, you've got Talmudic, you got Zionist.
Right, different sects. I preach that all the time because I'm an atheist and I hate most atheists.
Yeah, and there's even different sects of atheism. You've got atheist plus, which
people
is
do that all the
weirdos.
time. They're like, the atheists, and it's like we don't all think the same, man.
Well, you know about the Atheist Plus community.
No, I heard the word hate. Hate. Don't worry, there's red flags popping up on YouTube. But that word itself, like when I was raised, like that was always a bad word. Just when we were growing up, like you don't really hate. Like, oh, I hate Jimmy down. Oh, I hate Jimmy down the street. My mom would always say, and my dad too. Like, oh, you don't? Do you really hate that person? Like, well, no, not really. Like, why do you hate them? Like, well, because he fucking took my ball and wouldn't give it back and shit. He's been a dink. Like, but do you hate them though? Well, no, I don't really. I dislike them for that, but I don't fucking hate. Like, hate should be reserved for somebody who like raped your wife in front of you and fucking shit like this, fucking like shit that's worthy of like wood chipper fucking shit. That's hate, right? Someone who killed your dog. That's fucking hate. I hate you now. You kick my fucking dog, I'm gonna punch you in the fucking head. I hate you, right? Here's some hate. You want some hate? I got some fucking hate, right?
The Palestinians have every right to hate the people that call themselves Israelis.
Palestinians hate everybody who's not Muslim. The Jews hate everybody who's not Jewish.
No, there's Christian Palestinians.
Who don't believe in God. Fuck off, man. I don't want to fucking talk about this shit because it's fucking nonsense. I don't give a fuck about Palestine and Israel. I don't want to waste any more time talking about it. I don't care. There's atrocities on both sides. I don't give a fuck. I'm worried right now. I'm worried about Canada. You guys may as well be talking about hockey and football right now. I don't give a fuck about what's going on outside of Canada right now. I don't care. What's going on right here in my own fucking country concerns the fucking shit out of me. When Canadians are dying every day, man, on the fucking roads from fucking people who shouldn't be here, driving vehicles they shouldn't be driving, and fucking other things, stabbings and fucking thefts and fucking rape. Fuck off. I'm worried about Canada. Worry about your own backyard before you start going, these people are dying. It's terrible. Yeah, it's terrible. Death is terrible.
It's our fault.
Oh, that's just terrible. I care about Canada. Number one. That's my number one priority. Anything else besides that is gobbledygook. I listen I look with my left eye. I'm here listening with my right ear. I don't really give a fuck, but I kind of do, but I don't. Because we have our own fucking shit, man. We have our own fucking shit. I know people personally, man, are going through lots of shit the last 5 fucking years, man. There's a lot of us that are lucky to fucking be here. No wonder MAID's doing so well. What is it up to? 60,000 people are dying a year from MAID? That's assisted suicide? Anybody paying attention to that shit? They don't list the actual suicides that aren't MAID. They won't give you those numbers anymore. They won't give you a lot of numbers anymore, like the flu numbers. There's a whole lot of shit. This is why I care about Canada. I don't give a fuck about Palestine. I don't give a fuck about the Jews and the Muslims. Fuck them. Fuck off. Close the fucking doors. The house is fucking closed. I want the keys back, too, and the credit card.
Palestine is the homeland and birthplace of Christianity.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. It's where it came from.
It's a holy site.
Palestine has been on maps for thousands of years before Jesus was born.
Turkey.
There's Atlantis, too. You don't talk about that. That apparently has a place.
Turkey.
Freeing Palestine frees us all. Because if we can free Palestine, that eliminates the Zionist entity that is corrupting your government, that is lying to you in the media, that is targeting your kids. People don't understand the bigger implications of what the hell is going on in our world. That's what I try and do.
You're right. Okay, so most people don't pay attention to geopolitics because they can't even understand. Most Canadians don't even know the capitals of the provinces. They don't know the fucking capitals of their own fucking province, right? The city. They don't know their mayors. They don't know their fucking flag. They don't know their flower, their provincial flower, your state flower. Most kids don't know shit. What does that tell you? That's deliberate.
It's like George Carlin said, right? They don't want intelligent people. They want them just smart enough to operate the machines, not smart enough to sit around the table and figure out how bad they're getting fucked, right?
No,
just like George Carlin said.
Commercial, like
it's true.
They want you to, what's that fucking word I'm looking for? Consumer. They want you to just be a bunch of consumer sheep and a tax cow. Yeah, we're tax cattle.
We are treated
that's why they let women into the workforce. Increase tax revenue.
So well, that was a major fucking thing, man, right there. It was like now both mother and the father both have to go to work. So now the state raises your kids, right? Mm-hmm. Unless you homeschool them with you have family. That's what family's supposed to do. Look after family, and that means the kids and the elderly. Like you have little kids running around playing, and grandma and grandpa is there. They're in their 90s, or great grandpa and great grandma are there telling their stories and stuff, man. Like fucking.
That's really how they're supposed to be, 1974. 1974, is when Trudeau Sr. Signed over our control of our Bank of Canada. We lost control of our central banking and got put into the
Canada. People are fucking we used to have the Bank
except for Alberta.
No, the Bank of Canada.
At that point in time in 1974, when that happened, you can literally see the prices, cost of living, just skyrocket, just absolutely skyrocket.
All I do is look at postcards from Boston. Look at both postcards from the 1800s of St. John, New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia, like Halifax. They were almost on par. They were on par with Boston and a lot of the states and shit. Like they had the nice buildings. They had trolley cars. They had busy harbors. They were busy, man. There's factories. It was fucking, and the trolley cars were cool with all the people dressed up and shit. They were pretty much on par. And then, like right around the late 1800s, maybe 1900s.
It would have been 1913.
States just fucking went boom, and Canada just kind of shrank. It just slow growth, and then it went small. The whole town.
The same thing happened in the U.S. at the time of Jekyll Island, when the
federal
U.S.
government that keeps that shit down. Like you can't have everything nice, and our provinces don't stick up for themselves because our politicians are too greedy. So every provincial, every premier is just, they want their hand out for more Fed money when they should fucking not be accepting any Fed money unless it's absolutely necessary, right? Like the province should be self-sufficient, and they could.
The Fed should be self-sufficient.
Yeah, the Fed should be.
Most of the Fed money comes from Alberta.
Okay, settle down. I know that, but if the system wasn't right, so if Alberta, that's what I'm saying. If Alberta could fucking say, okay, fuck off, we're pretty much self-sufficient over here. We'll still be part of Canada, but settle down. Like that needs to be dealt with, and same with New Brunswick. New Brunswick needs to get its fucking shit together with the fisheries and Irving.
But that's not what's happening with all these trade deals, though, like NAFTA and TPP, like the Trans-Pacific Partnership and North America Free Trade Agreement. That sees our jobs shipped out.
Fucking window now. According to Trump, that agreement doesn't matter to Trump because Trump can just say, "Oh, fuck that, I'm just going to do tariffs."
He's the one that signed it.
Yeah.
he said how bad the deal was, and he's the one that made
What I find
it.
funny is all the steel workers and all the auto workers and all the big unions who suck the fucking government cock forever and still are all up in arms now about these tariffs here in Canada. Anyways, there's already people losing jobs here in Ontario because just for the fear of the steel going up because of the tariffs. Like the money, the market knows, and the people who have the money, since it's a tell, they're already laying people off because these guys know, the unions already know what's coming down the pipe, and they're like, okay, so there's little signs, and that's what fucking causes the market to crash too, man. Like when you know they're laying off, then you know, okay, well, maybe I should buy some U.S. steel, right?
The problem with the unions is they've been hyperinflating the fucking wages for so long, and then it's creating a multitude of fucking other issues.
Yeah. Fucking Trump does these things, man. He throws that little fucking earworm out there. That little, and everybody hears it. Now everybody's talking at the water cooler, like, did you hear what he said? Is he gonna do? We're gonna be the first thing. What are we gonna do? And now everybody's asking questions, and he's got everybody. He's playing right into his fucking bullshit, man. Like, stop.
The Trump cultists have no idea what it meant for.
People
were just all tariffs.
People that hate him everything he says. He's in their head now, rent free. On both sides, left and right. He's in their head, rent free. Like he's just living in people's heads. It's like, why do you let someone live in your head, man? Like, it's almost like celebrity work. It's like celebrity
tariffs.
Like, what the fuck?
Tariffs on Canada is going to make shit more expensive for them. Like they're.
Listen, let these fucking corrupt cunts fucking work it out. All the people with the money, yeah, we're going to suffer for it. Absolutely, the working class as usual. What the fuck do you expect, man? If you can't survive on fucking next to nothing by now, fuck, you ain't Canadian. If you haven't eaten craft dinner and fucking lucky to have some wieners with it, you ain't Canadian. Fuck, man. This is what we live.
We really
it's
saw
cheaper
that
to talk
with
to a farmer and buy half a cow for $2,000 that you've saved up for.
I'm lucky to be in southern Alberta. I'm surrounded by cows and tractors and oil.
Yeah, it's nice to get fucking meat. So no, if you can fucking source meat locally, man, you're fucking living. That's good. You're winning. If you know a local
That
butcher and shit, oh my god, man, you are and get local eggs and stuff and chickens, and if you can get that shit, fuck, treat that farmer, treat that connection very well.
Oh, yeah.
Bitch about the
And
price.
they'll treat you just as well too. So
Yeah, man. Because
That
once
was a
you
big part,
read
I feel,
what's that?
of I was just going to say that was a big part of the whole C19 event. I feel was the real breaking the backbone of the middle class, and I believe it was your wife, Chris, that was saying, you know, it's like the haves and the have-nots. Like
It's been that way for a while. They've been trying to get rid of. They've succeeded
but it's
in getting rid of the middle class, man. Like,
to use that.
everybody
word
who's
again,
middle class now
exactly.
is a union. If you're middle class, you're a union member. You either work either directly or indirectly for the city, or you hold a union ticket. That's your middle class. But you're government people. All your money comes from taxpayers. Oh no, we're independent. Yeah, but your money still comes from taxpayers, right? Doesn't matter if you're.
I know a number of business owners here, and they're middle. I would consider them middle class, maybe lower middle class. They're not like they're upper middle class, but still middle class, and they work for themselves. Like it's, I would have considered myself middle class, working for myself. Like, you know, it's, you're not always sucking the government tit, as it were, just to be middle class. But it's a difficult road. Like you know, Chris, you've done it. You're always worried about where the next job's going to be. You have a couple of jobs cancel, all of a sudden you're hurting. Like it's not easy working for yourself.
No, it's always when usually this time of year, February, is when you use a fucking interior job somewhere and it's not there. Then you're just dying until spring. Because spring, everybody calls you all at once. It's feast or famine. Most famine, man. And like, everybody calls you all at once. All the jobs hit at once when you. Not one fucking job for 3 months straight, but then all of a sudden, boom, 3-4 phone calls all on the same week or day sometimes. It's like, hey, can you get... I go with the first person that calls me, right? Every spring. Whoever calls me first, I'm going with that guy. Chris, I need you, man. All right. And even if it's for less money, I don't care. I go for an average per hour, but if it's my buddy and he, you know what I mean? Like whatever. Oh, yeah. But the guy calls me up the next day. Hey, dude, like we can make, like, I'll give you a fucking $35 an hour cash, man. Let's go. Like, no, I'm working for so-and-so for $20 an hour, right? But he's picking me up. Well, they all pick me up, drop me off. Doesn't matter. But yeah, first come, first serve, man. I'm not going to jump ship because the next guy calls me and says he's going to pay me more money. Like, I'll be like, man, I'm in now. I gave someone my word. I'm going to go fucking paint for them. I'm not going to fucking back out. I might talk to them and say, hey, buddy, guess what happened? So-and-so just called me and offered me $15 more an hour. Sometimes they'll say, fuck, dude, go for it, right? Then I'm like, hey, it's cool, but still, it's not cool, really. I've always done that for years, man. I just went with the first call, the guy that calls me. You don't shit on people. That's how if you can juggle that, okay, so I'll work for that guy for 2 weeks, and then he'll get another guy. I'm like, okay, so now tonight we'll work for this guy, and then you go work for that guy, and then, you know.
Just communication helps, right? Just be like,
no, you just don't burn bridges in the trades, man. Fucking.
Yeah, I always found just open, honest communication is the best. Where it's like, you know, people would say, "Oh, I need this done right away." I'm like, "I'm sorry, I have another customer. Like, I will get to you after I'm done these guys, okay?" Or if it's a big hurry, you know,
dropping shit to go fucking. Just doesn't matter what the money
the
is.
inspection industry is the fucking worst for that. You'll have a guy leave to another fucking company for a fucking penny more. I'm not even fucking kidding.
Yeah.
I think it was the second year I was in. We hired a new inspector. I showed up at the shop. He arrived like an hour late. And then he got a call. And then I'm stuck at the shop. And he's like, yep, nope, got another job up in Fort Mac. I'm out. It's like, we're supposed to go do a job starting today. It's like, you fucking prick.
I'm going to my buddies just showed up, so I'm going to take off here. My buddies just showed up, so peace. We'll talk to you another day, Chris. I kind of wanted to talk to the American a bit more, but
yeah, well, I let you guys go at it. Like, fucking, we gotta let him talk too, man. You tend to fucking go on. I'm just saying.
So I know who that person is. I can.
Yeah, we'll see. I've talked to him a couple times, man. He's all right.
Yeah. He's you know, I'm sure his heart's in the right place. He seemed like his heart was in the right place.
Well, he's not stupid. Not by any means, man. He's a smart dude. All right. Well, if you're buggering out, bugger off. Later.
Cheers. Happy days, you guys. Enjoy yours. Stay warm out there.
Have a good one.
Have fun.
Sarah, get your tits in here.
Oh, I gotta go shovel. I'm gonna go tell this guy who owns this truck to move his fucking truck. What's it? I'll have to do it in the most politest way, I guess. I almost want to send Michelle because you're gonna be nicer than I will.
No, I already went out.
Yeah, I have to go out and shovel anyway, so I'll go over and knock. I don't want to. I shouldn't have to go knock on someone's fucking door and tell them to move their fucking truck. These guys with these fucking big trucks and the big fucking tailgate, fucking whatever trail hitch sticking out the back and shit. It's like, dude, you're like 5 feet over my fucking curb, plus another fucking trail hitch.
I want my friend's car to get on the
No, people need to get in and out of my driveway. I'm not fucking having this. It's a pet peeve of mine. Lots of things piss me off. I get triggered.
Well, if you don't have a truck in Alberta, you're just a bitch.
Don't use my ashtray. Don't fucking touch my lighter. Don't touch my smokes. Fucking, I don't know. Little things. It's little things that just piss me off sometimes, man. I don't know. I'll give people here's an ashtray. Here's a lighter. A brand new fucking lighter. Here's some smokes too. Here's an ashtray. Now fuck off and go smoke over there. Don't touch my shit. What's wrong with that? Really? I got an ashtray for everybody, man. I should have cleaned them actually, but I didn't. Fuck. I never got around to that. Whatever. Ashtrays are dirty.
They're only gonna get dirty anyway.
Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah. That's when they start to get clumpy on the bottom, then you just give them a rinse and it's clean.
I soak mine in boiling water with bleach and do my sinks at the same time. Soak the sink in bleach and hot bleach and water. Throw the fucking ashtrays in there. We just wipe it down, rinse it off. It's all good.
It could be worse. Like how nice and sunny it is out here. Until you look at the thermometer and it's minus 17.
Minus 17 here. It's probably like 2 here. What did we say? Let me check. Oh, minus 3 it says. Sure.
Yeah.
Dee Dee says, yeah, only Chris and I can eat. No. And if you touch my fucking ashtray, and Johnny too, man, you fuckers. I'm fucking telling you right now, man. We'll fucking do it. Fucking do it.
And then there's Sarah, just fucking walks all over everybody. No thought for others, you know. Just
she's such a bully.
She is, you know. She makes fun of people because
I wanted to grab some cheesecake when you're down there. I forgot. Fuck.
Just not right. You know.
Ah, shit.
She's the type of person to, you know, break a Down syndrome kid's Scooby-Doo lunchbox.
Hey, I had a Scooby-Doo. I had a Dukes of Hazzard one too, man. That was metal. I had the metal fucking Dukes of Hazzard. And the thermos that came with it. Had fucking Daisy Duke on there, man.
Nice.
Yeah. Just the good old boys. Shovel the driveway in your underwear. Be a man. Exactly. I should go out there in boxers. Fucking boxers and boots. Wear my fucking, you know, kamikaze hat. I can't find that. You know where it is? My Roots hat.
I think. You want me to look?
Hmm?
That smells great cheese, but
No, it could be with the winter shit. Yeah, you're right. Ashtrays for sale at the door. The Freestone Grift. Get my own little ashtrays made up like the old McDonald's ashtrays. Find out who made those.
Oh, yeah.
See if you can get those made, man. Those little fucking metal tin.
Yeah, the 4-corner tin fucking.
No, get the House of Bad Influence fucking boom stamped in the middle of it, like a McDonald's ashtray. Just pass them out, you know.
Yeah,
You know, just
I'm
fold
the
them
type
over.
of asshole that be like, I want to have a smokers only restaurant. You're not a smoker, fuck off.
Yeah. Here's me. It's my commie hat.
well, you
What's
had a
going
real
on?
one.
That's not even a commie hat. There's your hammer and sickle.
What the fuck's going on
Chris,
here?
you had one on before though.
That's just a regular trapper hat or a fucking.
Yeah, that's all this is.
Even I got one of those, but it's in camo.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah, it's got the flaps that you can put up and pull down. Thing's warm as shit. It's not good for like really cold shit, but it's better against the wind than this one. This one's for colder temperatures.
I like my dad.
Wind just goes through it.
My dad got that Sarah made me in. It's that thing's so fucking warm. It's not, what is it? She crocheted, but what was it? Wool? She made it? Yeah, it was wool.
Probably wool or cotton.
There's got like wood chips and shit on it.
We need to fucking make locally fucking sourced fucking wool and cotton fucking.
Oh, it's a Wind River hat.
Prominent again.
Oh shit, no print.
It looks so gay. It's like,
yeah, mine's like the exact same except for it's camo on the outside.
It's warm, but
oh, it's great.
With these down, I can't fucking hear shit. I like to be able to hear stuff. It's like perforated here so I can hear. I gotta hear, man. I don't want to get run over, especially these days. Fuck.
With all the electric vehicles on the road, you won't fucking hear them anyway. So what's the point?
Yeah,
you get hit once, you get a fucking payout.
Not really, Canada. From who? Like, what if the guy doesn't have any money? Who's gonna pay? Right?
Insurance company. If they don't have insurance, then you're kind of fucked, and they got to sue him. And then you take his vehicle, and now he's not fucking, driving anymore because now you have his vehicle. And Sarah's putting on her face.
Oh, I don't want to shovel yet, but I want to do it before anybody gets here. So I don't want them driving on it. So I better get out there and shovel. Fuck's sakes. What time is it? 2 o'clock? Yeah, fuck. But listen. Fucking peanut gallery out there.
Hey, the fucking the government, what do they call it? There's a term for it. Now I'm fucking blanking on it. They scrape the road. So they don't clear off the snow, but they scrape it. And they leave about an inch or two on the road of snow because it's safer than if they just scraped it. Apparently.
Fake. This is the thing I was saying. Like, this is what pisses off the gay people that I know. Like, they're not offended by that. In fact, they call each other that shit. They call you that. It's like whatever.
Yeah.
Well, gay people, you don't even know they're gay unless they tell you. They're fucking. Anyways, I'm not gonna go back on that shit. But
yeah.
But I mean, it's like,
well, if you're an adult, if you're an adult, who gives a fuck what you do? Unless you're fucking kids, and then you get the guillotine. Like Trebuchet.
I've worked with hundreds and hundreds of guys, man, over the years, and all different fucking jobs I've been on, and some big jobs. I've been on jobs where there's 500 guys, man, or more. Pearson was a fucking huge one. I got to know a lot of them, man. Working with them, and especially when it's like a 6-month fucking job, 8 months, or a whole year or more, right? Yeah. You get to know everybody after a while, man, and most of us, for the most part, got along, man. Fuck.
Yep. Oh, we didn't bring up stupid shit all the time.
No, and shit wasn't as crazy, really, in the early 2000s and stuff as it is now.
Yep. Well, the 2000s, 90s are fucking great.
That's a weird looking dude that just drove down my street, man. I think his jaw was sticking out. Like his jaw was like this, like way out here. Like, and he's concentrating the road, so he had this long neck, like. His jaw is out. He's like
the old Coke chin or the fucking meth chin.
Oh, it was kind of weird look. I don't want to make fun of the guy's appearance. Like, he's born that way, I'm sure. But very odd looking dude, man. But just the way he didn't have a beard, he just had this big chin sticking out, and he's like driving like this. I saw it from this side, man. It was odd.
Yeah, the old Jaws chin.
Yeah, that was
from the Good Bonds.
I don't know. Like, I didn't even know it was a human being at first. When I first looked, I was like, That's a weird looking head. You have a weird head, man. Like face and head. I don't fucking know. I'm not that high, really. I'd smoke the joint, but fuck, man. I taste the joint.
People are weird.
I'm watching everybody out there shovel, and I should probably go out and do the same.
It's like the dichotomy of gingers. You've got the good-looking gingers, and you got the holy, what fucking hole did you crawl out of ginger? You know, there's no in between.
They're either really, really hot, or some are kind of all right, and then there's like some, they're almost like, bam. Play the pussy song, Chris. What pussy song?
What the fuck are you talking about, Sarah?
All right, I'm gonna play this song, and then I'm gonna fuck off and go shovel snow before anybody gets here.
Oh, well, Sarah was coming. Now she's left us high and dry. She gets to be moist, and we're just powdering here. Fucking jerk. Yeah, but at least you guys don't have that much fucking cold weather. It can get pretty brutal sometimes up here.
Yeah, you can have it. I don't want that shit. All right, I'm gonna play this out on this tune, and then I have to go shovel. And hopefully the neighbors out, I can go fucking tell him to move his truck, so I gotta go do this. All right, let's play this fucking tune, and I gotta go.
My pussycat was scratching at my back door. He scratched so hard, poor pussy got sore. Sore pussy. Sore pussy. Just a friendly little cat. Friendly little cat. My pussycat was sitting out on the front step. It started to rain and my pussy got wet. Wet pussy. Sore. Wet pussy. Just a friendly little cat. Friendly little cat. My pussycat was playing out in the back lot. He played so hard, poor pussy got hot. Hot pussy. Sore. Wet. Hot. Pussy. Just a friendly little cat. Friendly little cat. I left my whiskey bottle out last night. My pussycat drank it and it got real tight. Tight pussy. Sore. Wet. Hot. Tight. Pussy. Just a friendly little cat. Friendly little cat. My pussycat was rocking in a rocking chair. He rocked so hard he lost his hair. Bald pussy. Sore. Wet. Hot. Tight. Bald. Pussy. Just a friendly little cat. Friendly little cat. My neighbor stole my kitty cat away from me. I told my neighbor, set my pussy cat free. Free pussy. Sore. Wet. Hot. Tight. Bald. Free. Pussy. Just a friendly little cat. Friendly little cat.
You know, I feel like I feel like I've just heard "Stairway to Heaven" for the first time because I know I'm going to be hearing that song a lot.
Shit, it ended. No, I'm not listening to this fucking song again. I could have.
No.
We've heard that enough. Right, Gary? You would think. Just a little bit. I haven't heard that song in a long time.
Oh, I thought it was, yeah.
No, I heard that song before. It's just, I just forgot about it. And yeah, thanks. Was that Grant that put that in there? Probably Grant. Where was it? Who was it? It's either Grant or Peppermint Patsy. Fuck's sakes. Yeah, it was Grant. I was right. I had to go scroll back. Where the fuck? Jesus.
Hey, you guys in the mixer on soon?
Taz, I don't trust you to play anything, man. I'm gonna have to fucking Oh, Michelle's putting the mixer on anyways. And I got my boots on, so these are the fucking. This is the boot you get when you fucking try to run over my toes in the crosswalk, right? You get this fucking boot print. Okay, so there you go, cops. There's my fucking boot print. If it matches the side of the fucking car, well, you got me. Fuck them. Fuck around and find out. All right. Yeah, Michelle's getting ready to make some fucking. What the fuck are you making?
Buffalo wing dip.
Oh, buffalo wing dip 3 ways. I like the sound of that 3-way thing. So what's the 3-way jalapeno? Blue cheese. And just regular buffalo wing dip. So 3 different buffalo wing dips. Ooh, the choices. Fucking first world fucking decisions. All right, guys, I gotta go. I'm gonna play. You know what I'm gonna play? I'm gonna play this one because it is a good one. I know Peppermint Patsy likes it. So you can find it again. If I can find it. Listen. If I can find it. The same one? Probably not. Maybe this is it. No, I don't think so. No, that's not the one I was looking for. No. Fuck, man. Son of a. No, it's not the other. Fuck off. I typed it in wrong then. Son of a bitch. There we go. It's better. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, it's a nice one. That's a good tune to go out on. Because yeah, we're a bunch of fucking odious dirtbag fucking white nationalists. Well, I happen to be white, and I'm a nationalist. So I guess that makes me a white nationalist, technically. Because I'm white and I care about my country. Yeah, racist Nazi bastard. Yeah. Fine. So I'm a rebel then. Woo. So then why not fucking run with it? That's a good tune. I got some fucking good Irish ones too, man. There's some Irish blood in me. Not much, I'm sure. The little Irishman's fucking sneaking everywhere, man. They're sneaky little fuckers. Let's play this. Wait. Might help if I fucking share it first. Dum. That's a good tune to end on. Like, why not? Thanks, Purple Rain. Cheers, dude.
I'll place my knapsack on my back, my rifle on my shoulder. I'll march away to the firing line, kill that Yankee soldier. I'll kill that Yankee soldier. I'll march away to the firing line and kill that Yankee soldier.
Back now, too.
I'll bid farewell to my wife and child, farewell to my aged mother.
bloody strife, till this cruel war is over, till this cruel war is over. I'll go and join in the bloody strife till this cruel war is over. If I am shot on the battlefield, then I should not recover. Oh, who will protect my wife and child? Who care for my aged mother? Who care for my aged mother? Oh, who will protect my wife and child and care for my aged mother? And if our southern cause is lost and southern rights denied us, we'll be ground beneath the tyrant's heels for our demands of justice, for our demands of justice. We'll be ground beneath the tyrant's heels for our demands of justice. Before the South shall bow her head, before the tyrants harm us, I'll give my all to the Southern cause and die in the Southern Army. I'll die in the Southern Army. I'll give my all to the Southern cause and I'll die in the Southern Army. If I must die from a home and land, my spirit will not falter. Here's my heart and here's my hand upon my country's altar, upon my country's altar. Here's my heart and here's my hand upon my country's altar. Heaven be with us in the strife, be with the Southern soldier. We'll drive that mercenary horde beyond our southern border, beyond our southern border. We'll drive that mercenary horde beyond our southern border. So I'll place my knapsack on my back, my rifle on my shoulder. I'll march away to the firing line and kill that Yankee soldier. Kill that Yankee soldier. I'll march away to the firing line and I'll kill that Yankee soldier.